so it's Halloween Eve. It's Halloween Eve, but it's very, very close. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the show. How you doing? Welcome in!
I'm already celebrating.
Are you already celebrating Halloween? Happy Halloween to you. Oh, you're green. Look, see, Griffin is already dressed up. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is UltimatDJz. That's Griffin, and this is Talking Trek, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast with the Villians, Part 1? Villians Part 2? Are you sure? Are you sure it's Part 2? I don't know.
This is why you're the 15th best streamer.
What month is this? Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Talking Trek, server sound off. You guys punch it up in chat, and let's roll it out. Vic, shout out. Server 33, how you doing? Noon Whistle on 29. What's going on? Shinzola on 153. Thank you very much. Martok, server 8. Bender, 51. Alpha on 21. Thank you. Zach on 84. Voltron on 49. And Venati said it's Villains Part 2 for sure. Are you sure? Are you really super sure? Scott on server 20, what's going on? Feet Washer on 704. Thank you. Anubis on 201. Shelby 701. Lord of Scared on 49. Striker on 49. Thank you very much. Dirty Bird Bill flagship.
Did you
server
say
15.
Feet Washer?
Feet Washer. That's the name. Feet Washer. Yeah, I say it right there. Feet Washer 3. Number 3 Feet Washer. Tony Pie on 86. Enterprise on 30. Bacon Fish on 36. C Engineering says Griffin is a better content creator than DJ. Yeah.
What?
It's obvious. Crush It 10. Gray Sabers 29. Martok 137. Mad Rocks on 8. 12, 18 on 98. USS Contradiction on server 13. A-Pal on 101. How you doing? Manxman 24. Domo on 700. Wilson 36. Tee on 15. Zeus Light on 31. Thank you. Silver Tab on 33. Tin Man 706. Spacewalker on 118. Sugar Red 74. What do you got over there? I can't see it. You're off camera. That is a ghost. You're holding it off camera. An original. What is that? I can't even see it. Yeah, Griff has a smoky camera filter on. Anubis, I agree with that. I Kill You says, ew, gross. What even is that flavor? I've never seen that.
That
one. Is that
a
ghost flavored ghost? Is that ghost flavored
this
ghost?
is the original ghost flavor ghost. Original flavor.
What is that flavor?
It tastes like
Ghost?
Full Throttle.
Tastes like Full Throttle. There you go. Well, that is the original batch from the original year. That's right, Vic. That's what it is.
And in January to be re-released as a original colada flavor.
Original colada. There you go.
Get your cooking on. I did solve the mystery to your question. You asked who the villains are. I'll tell you who the villains are.
Okay.
At home, since it's Halloween. The villains, the real villains in the world, are clearly Mars M&M. Do you know why?
Why?
Look at this crap now. Look at this fun size Snicker. It is only one letter now. They cut it down
to one letter.
You get one letter.
For those of you in podcast,
there's nothing fun about that size. That's a piece of garbage. It's trash.
If you're in podcast right now, he's holding up the tiniest piece of candy. Like, seriously, you could confuse that with a rabbit turd. All right. Speaking of, oh my God,
If this is a story about rabbit turds, I don't want to hear it.
No, it's not. It's actually about turd burgers. Did I not tell you the story?
It's better.
Did I?
No.
It's about 2 inches too large. Oh, come on. I didn't say that. No,
not this.
Not that candy.
If this were any shorter, it wouldn't exist.
That's messed up.
That's something DJz has definitely heard before. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
What's your
I'm not even going to tell you my story now. Jiminy Christmas. That's right, ex-duder. Why are we talking about candy corn? Candy corn can go straight to hell. That's what Duder says.
Candy corn is the official
don't
candy
open
of
it, then
Halloween.
later I can claim ignorance, right?
I actually do like candy corn. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like candy corn. I mean,
and we are in the silent majority for admitting that, yes.
Really? Do people not like candy corn? I love candy corn.
Most people do. They're just afraid to admit it because everybody loves to talk about how terrible and horrible and awful candy corn is.
I love candy corn. Candy corn's my favorite. You know what I like more than candy corn? What?
What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I love candy corn. You know what I love more than candy corn? The candy corn pumpkins. The extra...
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes.
I was hoping you would say that.
The candy corn.
If we were on Match Game, we would have gotten that right.
Oh,
that would have been a big.
The pumpkins.
That's messed up.
Yep.
Yes.
I like the candy corn pumpkins. I do. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. No, I was actually. Hey guys, thank you for the hype train. We're getting ready to start our show here in just a second. Wilson says, "Do you have any?" Thank you for that jump scare. If you were just driving your car and you wrecked it, that is not my fault.
Just choked on an M&M.
That was Broken Wolf's fault, and I'm going to turn off the sound alerts now. Don't spend any more. Sound alerts are off, okay? Done. Donezo. Thank you, Broken Wolf, for that. Appreciate that. TC, thank you for your 50 bits. Appreciate that. Swag for the stream streak. Lieutenant Bennett, thank you. Manxman, Anubis, Zek, Viper, Tin Man, Lord Ascarin. You guys all in here with the big ol' resubs. Tiberius with the raid. Thank you. Griffin, with the tier 3 resub 34 months. Thank you.
There you go. Where has it gone?
Tony Pie, thank you. Fuzzy Tribble Balls, thank you. Blue Mini says, when is the next bonus stream? It could potentially be Saturday. I'm not entirely 100% sure about that because I'm running out of time. I have to set up the entire DJ club studio thing. I got to set up the lights. I got to set up the speakers, the sub. I got to test everything. I have not had it out in the better part of a decade. I mean, it's been at least 5 or 6 years. I have to. Oh God, you haven't heard this?
What are you talking about? Is this for the birthday party, the kids party?
Yes, I got to go do Mrs. Boss's kids party, and I haven't had any of this stuff out. So, no, Friday, don't forget, Friday we're trick-or-treating at the football game, Stradalorian. Okay, we're trick-or-treating at the football game. So we're doing Friday night football tomorrow night, and then Saturday we do have a Studio B. And but during the day, I have to get everything out. I have to get everything out and test it and clean it. Okay, that's right. I got to make sure that the rodents didn't chew up my gear. No wire. I got to clean it.
The live studio audience would like to know if you're streaming the birthday party.
I am not. No, not a chance. No, that's not happening. Yeah, I got to blow off the dust. I got to get everything out. I mean, because here's the thing: if some of it doesn't work, and I told her, I said, this stuff hasn't been out in years. Just in case, what are we going to do if it doesn't work? What are we going to do?
Wait,
if
you're going to wait. You're going to wait until the day to determine whether or not it works.
No. I'm setting it up Saturday to test everything. The party's not till November 15th, so I got time. All right, I got time. So, but yeah, what am I going to do?
That's when you tell her, we're going to need some new parts in order to get modern and current.
Yeah.
And you did a running total, and that's going to equal about $14,000.
I already told her that 10 to 12 ought to cover it. All right. Yeah. I was just discussing my rate the other day. And she didn't want
gear.
She didn't want to have renting gear. She didn't want to have this conversation. But I sent the message anyway because, I mean, it's an important conversation to have. I said, so, let's see. Okay. Hold on. This was a whole conversation. I'm going to share this with you real quick, and then we'll get into the turd burger story. So
good.
Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Wow. Hold on.
Really? People want to know if you are in fact still playing the drippy biddle at the party.
I thought that's the plan.
Something.
That is the plan.
Would it be funny if it went over so poorly that Mrs. Boss had to come up to you and say, hey, look, pal,
you're going to
I don't know what you're thinking. You're fired. And then you say, okay, I'll get my DJ stuff and get out of here. And she said, well, no, not just from this.
Yeah,
like just
you're fired from
you're
everything.
Totally fired all the way around. Yeah.
I sent this. I said, we haven't even talked about rates. What did you have in mind? I figured 10 to 12K ought to cover it.
Oh God, you are gonna get fired.
And then she never answered. So the next day I sent her a text and said, glad that's settled. never answered. So no, then this is today. So I told you.
Best I can do is 8 frozen bunnies.
Oh, somebody please clip that. I got to send it to her. Please clip it. Oh, that's hilarious. For those of you who don't know, she murdered rabbits one winter. She left them out in the cold. That's why that's funny. It's not funny that the rabbits... Okay, but I shouldn't have laughed. That's insensitive. Anyway.
No, it's not. That was a good burn. Anyway.
It was a good burn. Anywho, then this actually happens today. Sends me a message. First of all, I told you that Mrs. Boss's daughter's been sending me a playlist because I don't know what kids listen to. Right? And she sent me this list, and it's full of hip hop and all this stuff that's not really music, right? So then Mrs. Boss sends me this text. Be sure there are some slow songs. What? Be sure there are some slow songs. Mr. Boss and I need Faithfully by Journey to slow dance and embarrass the daughter. I said, oh, my dear Lord in heaven, you cannot be serious. You can't be serious.
And that's a long song. That's a 6-minute track.
I said, poor daughter. I said, my rate doubles for every slow song I have to play. All right? Because I don't do that. I don't do that. Baconfish says it was not a good burn. They were frozen. That was great. Fantastic. Yeah. So anyway, I have to get all that gear out. I've got to test it Sunday.
Razor burn.
Sunday, I'm going to the venue to check out like how I'm supposed to set up and all this stuff. So yeah, no, this is like apparently they're doing like this big thing. So Saturday, I've got to get.
This is not their house. They're not doing it at their house. No. They rented a dance hall.
Dude, she rented out the rooftop of like this really nice restaurant.
How old's the daughter?
This is her sweet 16.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, so she rented out this entire like rooftop party area. That's what I said. I pick slow songs at a birthday party. It's bad juju. I don't like it. So I told her no, and then she said I had to do it. So it's terrible. Oh my God, she's texting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
hi, Mrs. Bosch.
We were just talking about you. I'm streaming right now. Can't talk. Bye.
Oh. I was just about to help you negotiate your rate.
Yeah. Tune in so we can negotiate our rates. Okay. Anywho, so that's she must be watching. She has to be watching. She literally just texted. She said, hey, maybe she's not. She might not be.
Having met Mrs. Boss and having 1 2-minute conversation with her, I can guarantee she has about 800 better things to do than sit here and watch this stream right now.
Absolutely, 100% agree. I'm going to send a picture of the chat, though. Best I could do is 8 frozen bunnies.
I'm going to take the rest of the night off. I don't think I'm going to be able to top that. Sorry, everybody. At least you got it out early. Now you can go jump in the jacuzzi.
It was fantastic. Anywho, all right, now on to the turd burger story. I want you guys to all know. I want you guys to all know that this morning I woke up.
Captain Bull. Hold on. I got to respond to Captain Bull. Captain Bull says, so she is just like the rest of us.
What do you mean?
Like we have better things, having 800 better things to do.
Than to watch this
Captain
show?
Bull.
Than to watch this show? Captain Bull.
Just your mom.
Jeez.
There you go, Captain Bull.
Oh, nice. So anyway, listen, I woke up this morning. I'm just going to tell you this story real quick before we rate the art because I feel like getting all my grump out. Okay. I woke up this morning and I don't know what kind of something I was feeling. I was feeling a little something this morning. So I come into the chat, into dev chat, which has been very, very quiet. Okay. Super quiet.
Yeah, it has been very quiet.
Yeah. Very, very quiet. Nothing going on in here. Okay. Nothing going on in here. And so I replied to the message with the screenshot. Oh, by the way, hi, Tarpy. Hello, Tarpy. It was the screenshot we talked about on the stream the other night about the milestones in the Vengeance is Mine event. Okay. I was very grumpy. Very grumpy. We were grumpy the other night. And I was grumpy today.
Oh, over the compensation chest, which we opened live on stream and determined that was really not ideal.
No, not even that. I'll talk about that grump here in a minute. But anyway, no, I was talking about the milestones.
This was your fault. Look at me. You're yelling me.
No, I'm not.
I am clean. I am crystal clear, and you are making me look like 1997 AOL.
I don't think
2400 baht.
I don't think so. I'm going to refresh you just to make sure, but I don't think so. No.
Poor Leellen. We thought, look,
that was you. See, you just dropped it and it cleared right up. Whatever you just did fixed it.
We were blaming her the whole time, and it was really you.
Anyway. The previous run, 7.12 million. per milestone with the uncommons and the G6 and the legacy and the G7. And then now the 1.6. All right, so I was very frustrated about this. And there's been nothing, absolutely nothing. So this stirred up a little conversation today. I replied to that message and I said,
did you say glad we got that cleared up?
I said, revisiting this turd burger. Now, I'm going to write you. I'm going to read to you verbatim what I wrote this morning because I might have been borderline rude. And I would just like a little bit of feedback, just in case.
Okay.
Revisiting.
So you don't think you're not sad, you were angry. This is an angry letter.
Revisiting this turd burger. Math is wrong, intended or not. I understand that you already stated this was intended, which can only mean your last run wasn't intended. If that's the case, please confirm that. We're going to have to come to a compromise. Either way, expect little to no engagement or spending on this event. You guys said Vengeance sourcing was supposed to get better. Then we saw it get better. That was consistent with the messaging. Hooray! Now we see this, which is the complete opposite of the messaging. And while Vengeance sourcing is supposed to be getting better, you actually just made it 700% worse. Also, while we're at it, need an update on Alliance Tournament FUBAR. Also, while we're at it, need an update on the script for Veil mining nodes. Was kind of hoping that the mid-month patch was going to address that. No dice. Also, need an update on server sync and desync for automatic recall. Don't mean to sound Kurt Russell this morning. The radio silence is not the correct approach here. These things need to be addressed publicly and progress reports given. You need to understand player frustration top to bottom. So,
yeah.
So then I was given a response.
Okay. And what was that response and who gave the response?
Not going to give names. And there's no sense in reading you said response because it contained nothing. It was long. It was extremely long. It was a wall of text, and I appreciate somebody taking the time to write it. The problem was it contained nothing. Auto recall. We're expecting to see improvements pretty soon. Veil mining nodes. This one continues to be a top priority. And we're still running the daily cleanup scripts, which no, you're not. I know.
No, you're not.
I know when you're running.
Wait, whoa. They're not. Nobody's lying. They are, but they're not working as intended. They don't do anything.
The same nodes are broken every single day, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I'm saying somebody's probably pushing the button. But that fix is not fixing what they think is fixing.
Okay, fine. I'll concede that point. This one continues to be a top priority. The issue is actively being worked on. I apologize that it's taking so long. Contains no information. Alliance tournaments. Are you referring to the recent issue with alliances placed in multiple brackets?
No, we're talking about the one where we ordered black socks and we got green socks. I mean, what do they think that we're talking about?
Recent? So just this last month and not all of the other months it's also happened?
Vengeance. Since the introduction of this ship, we've iterated and adjusted the scoring, even as frequently as a weekly basis. This time, Dauntless parts and research carried the higher load, while G6 materials carried the lowest. G7 uncommon and rare materials are their own scoring group now. Recon Locust schematics were added back. However, I can safely say that Live Ops is aware of player feedback.
Well, they made it 10 times harder to accomplish the same thing. That's the player feedback.
No, it's not 10 times. Let's be fair. It was only 7 times. Mathematically.
Oh, excuse me, 7. You know, the person who would say something like that is the person who would justify the size of this mini Snicker. It's probably the same person. One letter, you get the S or just the N. I haven't even found an I. Like, where's my entire Snickers bar? Maybe? It's like the Vengeance. Where's my entire ship? How many of these do I need to eat before I get to actually take a ride on my Vengeance?
Well, there was a lot more to this response. And let me say, I'm very appreciative that someone took the time to write it. What I responded with was this singular line. Thank you for writing this. I was actually hoping for a bit more detail. To which I have not received a response. So, I am going to share with the community at large right now that I am not in a good mood. I had conversations with 3 different staffers today, 3 individual staffers, all of which I voiced my extreme grievances to with the state of the game. And I'll just say that I am barking up every tree that I can. I am signaling the 911 alert everywhere I possibly can. And I, your friendly neighborhood cat person, am not at all pleased with the response that I am getting. Okay? And that's where we have it. For you guys, I guess the reason that I lead with that, Tarpy, is that I want people to know that I am. I want people to know that I'm feeding back. I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay? If you and I think that I've maintained this. I'm gonna kind of give my October arc wrap up first, Tarpy, and then we're gonna pass it on to the panel and we're gonna open it to the audience. Because I'll be honest with you, I have not a lot to say. All right. I mean, everything that I have said, I've said for the entire month. And I had very specific commentary about that today, Scud. He says, so much for Connor changing things. Listen, I've spoken to the guy. I spoke to the guy as recent as yesterday. All right? And I enjoy speaking to him. I think he's an intelligent guy. I think he has great ideas. But where is implementation? Where are these ideas coming into practice? What is happening that the leader of this team is unable to implement his vision? Because his vision is good. So why can't it happen? All right? This is a process failure. It's a procedure failure. It's a leadership failure. It's a management failure. I don't care what you want to call it. But the problem is that you've got a big boss guy, okay, who says, do this, A, B, C, D, and E, and F. All right, and the people who are responsible for implementing A, B, C, D, and E, and F are just like, yeah, I'll get around to it, boss. I don't really feel like doing that this year. We'll think about it for 2030. How's that? Can we do that? By the way, don't bother me. I'm getting a pedicure at work on company time. That's what I'm doing.
I had a pedicure at work on company time today. Don't knock it till you tried it. Listen, I have a different hypothesis. I would like to proffer that, because in chat here, Havoc 10913 states, don't arcs get worked on for like 6 months? So we should expect a game to change direction 6 months after the hostage video. Funny. Listen,
no,
it's not so much that because there have been pivots and there have been changes and there have been implementations. I would proffer to you that the directions are given and the implementation is executed, but it doesn't go the way that it was planned. And that's probably because there is a lack of capability or ability in a particular department that's in charge of how things actually work.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. There is a difference in the word ability and capability. All right. Like, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually having a talk with my sales team at work here just about 2-3 weeks ago about the difference between ability and capability. All right.
A hat.
Huh? What?
A cap. A cap?
Yeah,
a hat?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
the hat.
difference?
No, it's you know, Candid Onion, is it because of all the regions? Hard to, I don't care. Can I just be frank? I'm so sick of the excuses. Period. Plain and simple. I'm sick of it. And I know the players are too. I know you guys are all sick of it. We're all sick of it. It has to get better. This is my very unfiltered judgment on October. Game design knocked it out of the park. Live ops did pretty good.
And increasingly better throughout the month.
They did.
It went like this. The trajectory was up.
They did improve. Okay. Live ops struggled a little bit, but they were okay. They were okay. Engineering infuriated me this month. You engineering ruined my introduction to G7, and I'll never forget it. I won't. I'm very angry about it, and I've said that to everybody. I said that to Connor yesterday. You ruined G7 for me, and I'm very, very upset about it. To me, this could have been the month of rebirth for this game. Instead, you only reinforced what's wrong with it, which is complete and utter failure at every point of implementation. And I am angry about it. And as a player, I am up to here. And for those in the podcast audience, I'm doing exactly like your mom used to do, and I'm holding my hand at the top of the ceiling, way above my eyebrows. I've had it up to here with your behavior. Isn't that how my mom used to say it? I've had it up to here, DJz. That's right, RSDJ.
Well, only you were there, so that's a rhetorical question.
It had such potential, and it still does. Still does. But I'm here to tell you, until you fix this stuff, it's not going to get better. And nothing else you've got in the pipeline is going to work unless you get this basic stuff to work. And I'm very angry about it.
Captain Bull says, wow, that was a pretty good impression of your mom.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's all I have to say. We can talk about the officers. We can talk about the multiphasic comp. By the way, sure.
Oh,
I appreciate that coming out today.
The comp for the comp, the recomp,
the comp for the comp, which is closer, but still doesn't. Your words were, we're gonna make everybody whole. I kill you said it was amazing. It wasn't. I kill you.
Oh, I'm about to find out. I'm about to open mine for the first time. We'll see what is in this one. I doubt it's amazing.
And maybe it wasn't linear. I kill you says mine worked out. Dragon Keeper said I got 5K. Well, I can tell you what. I got
1,000 field rations.
No, there's another one. There's another one.
Different.
There's another one.
I thought I clicked on the. Oh, here's the multi-fake. I clicked on the wrong one.
40%. Here's the problem.
I was about to rage quit.
K92's got it. The second comp was better, but still not where it needed to be. Here's what needed to happen.
Okay.
Whale camp. Let's go to the whale camp. It's a little better. You're not sharing.
Hold.
All right, you're not sharing.
I got it right here. It's right here. Just wait. It's right here.
Okay, coming back. It's still not there. You still don't have it.
It's right there. It's right there.
200,000. Now, we did this math. This was very simple math. Okay? I need to know what somebody spent as to what they got. Because the difference, we already did this math the other day, was 9 materials per pull. 9 materials. God, I can't say the words.
Materials
per pull. So if somebody.
I spent 50K.
Okay.
And I got
500.
19.
And then you got 19,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so the original number was 7. All right, I'm going to go to my screen. The original number was 7. Now it's 18. So we got what, 11? What was the increase? I thought it was less than that. I thought it was only 9. I thought the increase was 9. Was it 11?
Well, right now you get a total of
18 in the station pack. Maybe we can look at a ship pack, however you want to do it. Okay.
Wait, did this change again? Because the ship pack now has 54 total uncommon G7.
Well, it always did. I had always looked.
Would change it to Griffin.
Mine has 18. I haven't changed. Mine was originally 7.
Are you looking at the Ultra Station? Okay.
Mine was originally 7. Oh, so you know what? They have made another adjustment then. Shelby, you're 72, right? Griffin, you're 72. Go to your multi.
I am right here.
Okay. So, wait, no, yours is still 18, you goofball. All right. So
but yes, that's the station pack, but then the ship pack is increased even more, and it has 54
No.
52 total.
No. The ship pack, we didn't get the base numbers out of the ship pack. We only used the station pack when it had 7. Now it's got 18. So that's 11 materials. Okay. So go back to your comp. You got 200,000, right? 200,000. We're gonna add this
Divided
up
by
now.
18.
Okay. 200,000 divided by 500. That's 400 pulls times 400 pulls times 9 materials. That's 3,600 materials. Now, you said that you spent 1 million multiphasics. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
now we're going to take the 1 million multiphasics. We're going to multiply it by the 7. That's incorrect. 1 million multiphasics divided by 500 is 2,000 pulls times 7 materials. You should have gotten 14,000. Today, you got 14,000. Instead, what you should have gotten was 36,000. So that means that you were 22,000 materials short.
That's a lot.
Today, you got 3,600, and you'll like it.
I know, like it. I could do 2 things about it. Nothing and like it.
Here's why I'm still not satisfied. Now, somebody correct my math. If you spent 1 million multiphasics divided by 500, that's 2,000 pulls. On the original pack, that paid 7 G7 uncommon. That would have been 14,000. Now, if the pack was corrected, that means that it would have given 36,000. That is a delta of 22,000 materials. Today, they gave Griffin 200,000. Divide by 5, that's 400 pulls. That is 18 materials. Sorry, they gave you 7,200. They gave you 7,200 to add in to the 14,000 you already got. That's 21,200, still 14,800 short. 14,800 short of the quote, we're going to make players whole.
Ooh,
Was
you
that
can't
from the
say that.
news
You can't
that
say
you're
to make it
saying
whole
that?
unless you're actually whole. Ooh.
Was that from the news that you're saying that, or was that in dev chat somewhere?
What? About making
No,
players whole?
Yeah, like I want to know where
That's in
you're
the news.
quoting that from.
Well, you guys
Not
guys
phrase.
tell me. Did they not use that phrase? Where's the announcement? Where's
No.
the announcement
It's
about
right
the
here.
multiphasics? Give me the announcement
got it
about the
right here.
multiphasics. Thank you. Here we go. Identified an issue where some players did not receive the correct amount of compensation gift. Blah blah blah. Please, no, that's not the one. Where's the first message? The first one where they said they were going to make players whole.
This one? Nope, not that one. Too many compensation
comps.
gifts.
Too many comps. Carissa says they never said that. Okay. Well, all right, fine.
They never did.
Did
I
they
thought
really
that
not?
they did.
Like-
We could have had the same
No.
fever dream because I remember that too.
Well, then maybe there was a different conversation somewhere else. Was there ever an official announcement on Discord about?
Yes.
Show me that
Yes.
So in the in-game news, they said that they were going to compensate for the difference in the multiphasics. They never
Oh,
said
okay.
make you whole.
Okay. That's okay. That's the same words, right?
You're getting angry. Well, no.
That's the
they
same-
never
that's
said
the
to
same
compensate
difference.
for the full difference.
Oh, that's like saying same difference, Tarpy. If they said they were going to compensate for the difference in the multiphasic bundle, then to me, that means they're going to pay the delta.
I mean, I would think that too, but they scope lead you, DJs. You read what you wanted
No.
to interpret from their statement. That is exactly
Oh.
what you tell us whenever we do something similar.
They grammatically said, we're going to compensate for the difference. I mean, we're going to sit back and be like, oh, okay. And listen, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. I'll sit back. I won't say another word about it. Okay, but for me,
That's dramatic.
No. I'm not being dramatic, and I'm not being fussy at you. I'm definitely not. I appreciate your vantage point. If that is the actual verbiage that they used, then shame on them. Because my interpretation, along with everybody else who communicated with me today, still upset about this compensation. All right, then we all misinterpreted it. because my interpretation of that is, hey, we're going to compensate for the difference in the bundles. Okay, compensate for the difference. Shiz says it, Strider says it, Plugster says it, Shelby says it. Sounds like compensate for the difference should equal we're going to make up for the delta. We're going to give up the delta. So, to me, this is still not right. Now, for the record, there was a big controversy in our Discord the other day. Tarpy. You asked me to come in and try to ease tensions because players were really upset about this. Some players were like, well, hey, it's a compensation. You saw it. You bought it. It is what it is. And I understand that point. I've said that before. That's a thing. You know where I crossed the line? Lost in here. You know what? This is fair. Lost in shares the same opinion that several people in the Discord did the other day, and I'm going to read it. He said, unpopular opinion. I know. I spent multiphasics knowing what I would get. Then they said the amount was wrong and gave me quite a few multiphasics to compensate me more. I get that I'm not whole, but they did give me something more than what I expected to receive. Now, that I agree with, Lost In. That's not necessarily an unpopular opinion. Okay? That's not. That is completely fine, and 90% of the time, I agree with you. Here's where the path gets muddy. We'll be increasing the value of each bundle for players up 71 plus and then sending a compensation gift with the difference in multiphasic credits to those who claimed bundles prior to this update. Now, once they say that,
oh, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I read before we opened the multiphases on Tuesday.
It's right
That's
here.
The message.
That's exactly right. And it was in game, and mysteriously now it's not. Here it is.
Now it's vanished. Yes.
Here it is. We'll be increasing the value of each bundle, and we'll be sending a compensation gift with the difference in multiphasic credits to those who claim bundles prior to the update. Now, Lost In, up to this point, I would agree with you. But now, once Scopely says we're going to do something, you got to follow through. Okay? I would agree with you if they had issued no comp whatsoever. However, once they said we're going to give you back the delta, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, the variable here is how many multiphasics did you actually, in fact, spend? Because there's no in-game tracker. You don't have that exact number unless you got a spreadsheet and you're keeping track yourself.
Well,
so granted,
people
we don't have all of the variables in this equation.
People have a ballpark for what they spent. Tarpy wasn't made whole. Lost In wasn't made whole. Canine Tooth wasn't made whole. Okay? Nobody received a delta in what they believe they spent. All right? Now, for the record, I didn't get a compensation because I spent none. This doesn't affect me. And this is why I hope to the community that I retain credibility sometimes. A lot of people say that I only fight for stuff that affects me. And I don't like hearing that because that's not true. All right? I've spent a great deal of time fighting for this, and I spent none. I didn't get a comp at all. You know where my problem is? My problem is with the ethics of it, the morality of it. You said you were going to do something, so freaking do it. If they had not issued a comp at all, then it would have actually been better than saying we're going to pay you the delta and then not. You know what I'm saying?
And I would even proffer that since this particular compensation has to do with people who are keeping your game alive by spending, maybe err on the side of overcompensation rather than undercompensation, just to make sure everybody's happy.
So, agreed. And I've been saying that for a day or so now, where it's like, okay, the amount of multiphasics that you have spent and probably still have, or what they would give you in that comp chest back, is such a minuscule amount of mats in the G7 economy that it wouldn't make a difference if they gave it to you or not. Like, the amount of multiphasics that I'm missing would make zero difference in the overall grand scheme of my progression in G7.
You know,
but it would make me really happy.
Well, I
And
don't think so.
like, it's a drop in the bucket.
It might.
And so they're quibbling over not very many mats at the end of the day.
Well, that's fair. What for Griffin, we're talking 14,000 materials. But you know what? I don't call that a drop in the bucket. I mean,
it's not.
For
but
the rest of
Well, granted,
this
you're
is
right.
the philosophy
that was for Griffin.
that continues to be the problem with the entire game, and it's been a problem for the whole time. It's all Billy from accounting. It's always been, and somehow Billy from accounting is in charge of customer service, and that's not a good way to run a business. We were taught, DJs, you and I, in our day, when we were learning we're like the guy that you see on Instagram. He's carving the meat at the buffet station. How about that weather? Is it still hot outside? We're that guy. We were taught to be nice like him. So we were taught that if you're going to make a mistake, always make it in the favor of the customer. Never make a mistake which favors the business, because that's how you sour the reputation. And for little things like this, especially anything with the word compensation attached, and I'm not talking about paid compensation for paid for the whales. I'm talking anytime you have to give something to the community because there's been a boo-boo, put a little extra love on it. Make it in the favor, make the mistake in the favor of the customer. That's what's missing from this sentiment. And it's something that is a very easy problem to solve. But to DJ's point, as it pertains to as he's taken himself on screen so he doesn't get shadowbound, only me, which is fair. If you're going to make that mistake, you have to make it in the favor of your customer. And if you're trying to turn a corner in goodwill and we're turning the ship around and we're going to do things better and this and that, that's the number one thing you have in your power to do. Change your compensation tables to be attractive, to really make it look like, hey, they get that they messed up and they're doing something nice about it. Now, to your benefit, this economy and this game has not been run that way for 7 years now. So even getting there and making that change, even if we're small, will be a very large and noticeable paradigm shift. But the time is now. This is a new grade ARC launch, which has a fabulous design. It is fun to participate in, if not for all these terrible bugs and errors that are making it not fun. Now is the time to say, not just that we hear you and we're going to make it better, and not that we're just going to do something about it sometime in the future, but here's something because we know that we made you unhappy when we were only trying to make you happy by sharing our fun game with you. We're really sorry. And here's this. You've got to evaluate your compensation tables, and for that matter, you've got to reevaluate the economy of the game as a whole in order to keep a 7-year property attractive for people to continue to play. We love the game. We love the IP. We just don't love how your beautiful, brilliant ideas are currently being implemented from the engineering standpoint. And we deserve something more than having to ask for a third take at being compensated for things that we've already paid for.
That is way nicer than that's way nicer than I can be right now. I'm so aggravated, and I've said this to everybody that can hear me today. For the last 48 hours, I've said it to everybody who can possibly hear me today. They're tired of hearing it from me. All right, I know that. I know they are. And honestly, the people that I'm speaking it to, it's not even their fault. They just get to hear from me. Now, you know what's so funny to me? Now I know without a shadow of a doubt that Dragon Keeper is just an antagonist plant. Because he says, I see no reason to be upset over any of this. What?
Clearly he's drunk.
Dragon Keeper, what? That's trash.
So hold on.
Oh, God.
No, he says, no, listen. He's saying, hold my beer. Tarpy, look in the chat. No, listen.
No, I actually know where
wait.
he's coming from. I know where he's coming from because I have the same point of view.
All right.
If they hadn't said there was going to be a comp chest, I wouldn't have been mad at all that they were reevaluating things, because Lostin said the same thing, that he got the multiphasics that he did knowing they had a particular value.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple days later, if they said, oh yeah, we were upping the value and that's it, I would have been like, okay, well, I guess I wish I wouldn't have spent them last weekend, but at least I'm not short anything because I was going to spend them anyway. And
Yeah.
now that they said they were going to have a comp chest, and then I got one pull the first time, then I was pissed. Like, it's them saying, here,
Yeah.
we're going to make you whole-ish,
So
to use your words.
I am almost willing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were close to done. Sorry, my fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
I am almost willing to accept that the first one was an error. I mean, it was so grossly off. Okay.
It was so way off. Yeah.
Not after that. No, not after the phrasing that they put in yesterday's thing. That was completely insulting and gaslighting.
Oh no, Winnie the
Griffin,
Pooh. God,
come
hi,
over
Winnie.
here and I'll put a little bit of extra love on it. On it. On it. Did you feel that love? Hack to...
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're gonna turn that back off. I saw it, Tarpy, and then I read it. I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna need to let that one go.
Yeah.
All right, back off now. Back
Great.
off. All right. Thank you, Lost In.
No more bits, people.
Alerts
They're
are off for the podcast. All right, alerts are off. But I saw you, Lost In. Love you. You know, Trash Keeper, I can see your point, and maybe I am barking up a wrong tree. As a matter of fact, I do feel that this is not in character for me. But you take
No, this is more usually me.
You take this and you add it on top of everything else that made me angry this month, and I have not had a good arc. Here's the deal. I actually had a phone conversation with Echo today. Poor Echo was one of the ones that, and I'm fine to share this conversation. Echo and I have talked almost every day this arc. Okay. He's worked himself to the bone. He's tried really hard. Some things he's missed on. We've talked about it. Some things he's done very well on, and we've talked about those. I was talking to him today, just kind of. Huh?
Can I ask a blunt question when you're done about Echo?
Sure.
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted. I can wait until you're done.
Caledon says Echo is sobbing in the corner. No, I don't think he is. I think what he had control over, he did decent. Like I said, Live Ops did not have a 5-star month, but they didn't have a 1-star month. Okay, he did fine. He did okay. Some of it was wrong. We talked about some of the stuff was wrong. Some of the stuff that was wrong, he didn't have a lot of control over. All right. I mean, we all still have bosses. Sometimes we don't get to do exactly what we want. Sometimes we have to do what we're told. Okay. So,
but I would imagine Echo has something to do with not this week's, but the previous iterations of Vengeance is Mine, which we loved.
So we talked about events almost every single day. And today I gave him a pretty unfiltered opinion and just said, hey, you know what? I really would have enjoyed my entry into G7. I really would have enjoyed playing in the arc. Now, I know I actually have heard a lot of this feedback, particularly from people in G7 who are pushing really hard. Like, it's like some of the big spenders have been like, I don't like G7. It's way too expensive, which I agree. It's very expensive. I don't disagree.
It is.
But I do think that those players have missed one of the really nice finesses of this arc. And it's not to their discredit. Hell, the game's worked like this for 7 years. So I understand why they're used to it being this way. But G7 is not a pack smash. Okay? It's really just not. I mean, you could, but it's going to be 2-3 times more expensive than it was ever than any expansion ever has been. But where I think players are enjoying G7, players like Cruzito, players like Lost In are enjoying G7 because they're playing it. Now, if you're trying to buy G7, I totally understand why you hate it. Okay? I do, because everything is just exponentially more expensive. But that's the difference, I think, in this expansion launch compared to any other one that's ever existed, is the fact that this one actually is rewarding play. It's rewarding engagement. Like, the gameplay is actually fun, which is wild. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy.
I would agree. I would agree with that. I would be on that team Cruzito.
Look right here.
Well.
Shelby,
Sure.
Lost In, Cruzito, Kaviji. I'm chilling. It's refreshing. Okay. Bombasticula said it's good knowing you can't just buy your way through. Shelby says this content is meaningful. I think that's wonderful, and I enjoy that. What has ruined my enjoyment about that has been all the technical failures. Exactly, I kill you. Recalled mining is not fun. Well, I know. That's the thing, right? This arc, the design of this arc was meant to be great. Well, and I don't want to say meant to be. It is great. The design is great. It's a new puzzle. It's a slow roll to the goal. It is that exactly, Shiz, what I keep saying about Wrath of Khan. It was such a meaningful grind. But engineering has ruined my introduction to G7. What was supposed to be the game's best reset, the most meaningful arc expansion or generational expansion since G3 has been absolutely plagued by technical failure. And that is why I'm so upset. And more so, I'm upset that we've had no communication about it. We've had meaningless comps. Okay? I'm sorry. This is just me. 1,000 field rations. I don't care. You know, I don't care. These compensations are laughable to me. They're nowhere near. You know what? Take back every compensation you've given me this month and just make the game work. I don't care about compensation at all. Make my miners actually mine something. Make the nodes actually mineable. Huh.
Yeah.
You know? How about you fix the, 63 alliances who haven't gotten their alliance tournament rewards?
Which affects not 63 alliances, but probably 6,000 players. And these are the top players because they were in the top alliances.
Well, in a lot of cases. Yeah.
It's back to Billy from accounting with these compensations, with these emergency field rations. Great idea when they were first introduced 2 years ago. We were told they would be consistently looked at, reevaluated, upgraded, changed to make them current with the current economy and the current level of your operations. I don't believe that's ever been the case. So, you know, these emergency field rations is very hard to say, yeah, just throw 2,000 field rations at it, because what is anybody really doing with those anymore?
Well, we should be spending them.
Hold on.
I haven't.
To be fair,
let me see.
a lot of us smaller G7
where are they?
have been using them on purpose. I went to G7 because I could get like 20 days worth of those free daily resource things. That's basically $100 that I didn't have to spend to get.
That's good.
A month worth of G7 mats. I've never bought one of those on purpose.
Where are they?
So to me, that is actually a good deal.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying that they're not good. Okay.
I know, but you just said they're useless, and I'm telling you they're not.
Okay. That's fair.
Not to everybody. To the top tier player, they certainly don't hold the value that they should. If they're used as a form of compensation, let me tell you here on the good old whale cam, I don't need 1,000 syndicate XP. Are you kidding? Is this a joke?
Oh yeah, that one's terrible.
I don't need of these 10 daily reward chips from October. At least they're from October now, not September. So I think that is a win.
That's the one Tarpy's talking about. This one may have some value to players. Okay, this one may have value to players.
How much does 1,000 get you?
Not much. On the scale of a Griffin or any of us actually needs, not very much. But that, because I can't really do my dailies and I can't do a lot of the other G7 stuff, and I'm still catching back up on that. Those things are actually really significant to players like me.
Okay, and you know what? Lost In agrees with you. Jonex agrees with you, and for that reason, I'm going to back off the field rations comment. All right, I love the currency.
They absolutely need to be improved. They absolutely need to be improved, like across the board.
I mean, the last one that I was just given is 1,000 field rations, and I need 2,200 of them to pull one Galactic recruit token pull.
Well,
right, yeah, that is shit.
So
sorry.
Here's what I'm gonna show on my screen. Now, again, I'm an Ops 71. All right. So for me to get an October chip, okay, it pays me 2.4 million lat, which is cool. I'm cool with that. I mean, it pays me 347 Sigmatrite, not 347,000 or 3,400. It pays 347 Sigmatrite.
They're terrible. Yeah.
It gives me 82 G7 uncommon. We've already established that it's 50,000 for a building. Now, again, I'm not going to say listen, I will sit down and be wrong. The chat is overwhelmingly telling me that this is the best reward out of the comp chest, so I'll sit back. Only the chips have value. The chips have value. I'll sit back. I will be wrong on that. Okay.
Well, it's nice that they're the October
Your
chips
comment
now.
was
I agree. When they were September chips, which was the case up until a couple weeks ago, probably, it was certainly not the case. It was all bad. Now, it's great that they have these in there now, which is nice. I don't know why it's the compensation of 1,000. You need 700 for one and 1,400 for two. You know, just like the left-hand, right-hand type thing. But even still, it's like, you know, just, I don't know. The inconsistencies aggravate me.
Karkin, go ahead.
I was just saying that your original point was valid. You were saying the 1,000 field is useless. When your compensation should be more than that.
Billy from
So,
accounting.
yeah,
There's a
the
spreadsheet
field-
somewhere which says that 1,000 is a lot, and 1,000 is not a lot.
And I
That's
think you can
all.
only
That's all
buy
I'm trying to
one
say.
October chip.
Oh yeah, no, we agree.
I think-
Like the comp chest for those first 7 days worth of dailies in G7 that you couldn't do, you guys actually were okay when you got 10,000 field rations
Sure.
for that 7 days.
Sure.
And that how many days of those monthly tokens is that? Just that 10,000.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, 700 is 1 day, so 7,000 is 10 days, right?
Right. Okay. So that's basically 2 weeks of those daily chips. And to me, that's what they have as a $50 value. So that's $50 worth of stuff. And those packs absolutely need to be bigger. Like those are super low, but $25 value, right? Because it's half of the things, but whatever. That's still a bunch of G7 stuff I didn't have to buy or grind or try and do anything with. And that was immediately upon entering G7, I got that comp chest. Even though I wasn't G7 for the 7 days that you didn't have dailies, I still got that comp chest.
Now, even if we come back and say, okay, there's been comp after comp after comp after comp this month, fine. If the players are generally not angry about the comps and the daily chips, then that's fine. I'm fine with that too. I still come back to my experience. Why did I need 17 comps this month?
Right.
You know,
So why are players planning on comp chests?
That's a bigger
to make
problem.
Their progression happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a bigger problem to me, is the fact that you had to continually comp. And by the way, a lot of these comps come for issues that are not new. Okay? They're not new. As a matter of fact, one individual today in dev chat tried to tell me that this Veil node thing was a ghost node issue from a long time ago. Or told me that it was different from the ghost node issue from a long time ago. And while I understand that the circumstances may be different, it's actually not. Okay? The ghost node issue is the ghost node issue. Now, there's a different set of circumstances that are involving this, but the issue is the same. You're breaking nodes. And even if we want to say that is a new issue, I understand that the Veil complicates things. Cool. Fine with that. You know what I'm not okay with? I'm not okay with Alliance tournaments month after month after month after month, relegating alliances incorrectly and literally taking rewards away from players. This should have been the moment of excellence for the entire year. This should have been the month where 99% of your annual focus should have been. This should have been the month that you did not get it wrong.
Yep. I agree with you.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, was someone wrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bubba Joe. Wow. Of all
It's like clicking your heels 3 times. You say wrong 3 times, and there's Bubba.
Of all shows for him to pop in on, Bubba Joe, this would not be the one of choice. How are you, buddy? How are you, my friend? It's good to hear from you.
This is Bubba Joe. I'm a longtime caller, first time listener.
Yeah, that's right. Bubba, you know, you and I actually talked a couple of weeks ago, right when G7 first launched, and you expressed like 2.5% interest in seeing what it was like. Where do you stand today?
That might be high.
It might be a little bit of a stretch.
There were things that were announced that I said, this almost looks interesting. And then there were more things, and I'm like, oh, yeah, never mind. I'm out.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Let me tell you something. All right. Let me be my normal, positive self. Bubba, I love the design. I really do. And I think you would have loved the design. I really do. The design, for as many times as you fussed about design getting stuff wrong, I really feel like this one was there. Design had this one in the bag. But engineering just said, wait, somebody else did a good job? Well, it's our turn to suck. All right? Because
hold my beer.
That's what they, yeah, thank you. That's what they did. Engineering was the pits this month. And I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't mean that personally to anybody, but the game just, I'm frustrated, Bubba. And you know I don't get frustrated very often.
I sense some frustration.
I don't get frustrated very often. As a matter of fact, I'm the one who usually says I'm pretty forgiving of technical issues and bugs. I usually am. You know, the difference this month, is a lack of communication. And by the way, that's not the CM's fault, regardless of what they say and how many swords they try to follow on. That's not the community manager's fault. The absolute silence, the lack of communication, the lack of any kind of ETA, the lack of any kind of acknowledgement of a problem, the lack of any kind of reasonable fix, the lack of any kind of timeline that, hey, we're going to fix this stuff, the lack of any kind of acknowledgement, apology, or anything of the sort to fix the game. We are 30 days into G7, and the same problems that existed on day one still exist with no ETAs. And for the record, a lot of the problems that existed in G7 existed in the game long before now. They're just exasperated by this new technology known as the Veil.
Well, if it's not the CMs, then who?
So wait.
Who do you think?
A new generation launched with bugs.
And you know what? I am forgiving of that. I'm forgiving of that. But Bubba, don't you think if this is your new 2-year generational launch, like all hands on deck, red alert, fix it? I mean, this is what G6 players have been waiting on for the better part of a year. Well, players got bored and left the game. Players said, I need something to come in. I need G7. I need to be able to spend money. Scopely, take my money.
So I don't remember. Were you 39? Were you 39 when G4 launched? Or were you like 36?
No.
He was like 34, 35.
Were you 50 when G5 launched?
No.
Okay. This isn't new.
Well, you know what? That might be fair. That may be fair, which makes it even worse. That makes my angst even more justifiable because we've been down this road so many times before, and we keep hearing the same old stuff. We're going to fix it. We're going to do better. We've got to go in a new direction. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. It's the same old song and dance, and I am sick of hearing it. I want to see it. And players, the players are sending their signals loud and clear right now. And I will not forgive. I will not forgive you guys ruining the G7 expansion for me. I won't. This should have been, you know what? Bubba's right. This is the first time that I personally was able to play in an expansion the moment it came out. First time ever,
Me
Bubba.
too.
The first time
Same.
ever. And you ruined it for me. I won't forgive that.
Now you can, in 2 years, you can have forgotten this conversation and be excited for the next generation and can experience it all over again.
Somebody remind me about this show in 2 years. All right. Someone remind me of this show.
You're assuming the game will still be here.
2 years. I wanna see it. All right. I want to hear it. I want to be reminded that this is a pattern.
Let me say something to what Tarpey said, if you don't mind.
Please.
I don't think your stream just went to ad. This is perfect timing.
Did you say ass or ads?
Ads.
Okay. I was talking about the donkey, by the way.
I'm not sure there is something that Scopely can do to get the players to quit.
No. You know what? You're 1,000% right. There was recently
we're gluttons for punishment. That's been proven by poll.
There was recently a poll done on Facebook. Now, there were a couple thousand people that responded. Obviously, not indicative of the entire player base, but this was a poll done on Facebook from the Star Trek Fleet Command Global fan page. All right, and the question was, how long ago did you quit? All right. Now, as Matters would point out, this is an interesting statistic because on the Facebook Global STFC fan page, 48% of respondents had actually reported quitting the game. Now that's kind of telling anyway. The other 52%, said, and I quote, "We are gluttons for punishment. We will never quit."
Yep.
This game has some kind of crazy meat hook. I don't get it. Actually, I mean,
Present company excluded, of course, Bubba. Sorry.
I'm here.
It's the people.
It's the people. It's the alliances. Listen, I love the Veil. Not because I can't mine in it. Not because, the hostels are fun, all right? But not because of the bugs. You know what I love? I love the challenge of the hostels, and I love the chat. I will say this, Bubba. The Veil is giving me the opportunity to play with about 15 other servers worth of players, and I freaking love that. You know I've always loved that. I loved when Incursions came out, and I got to play with new players. I mean, my Veil is the cool kids' Veil. I get to play with Tarpey. I get to play with Jules Verne. I get to play with Lost In. I get to play with so many. Iron Chef. I get to play with so many amazing players. I love that. All right, and that might be why I'm so angry, Bubba, even more than G6, because I remember you coming and saying, hey, you know what, G6 is not really offering me anything new. As a matter of fact, G6 offered you hazards, and you hated those. This is a mechanic that I love. I love getting to play with new people. Maybe that's why I'm even more pissed, because this was actually a good expansion. Not necessarily one that you hated like Hazards, but this is an expansion that lets me play with 15 servers worth of new people, and they ruined it.
I can totally see that, DJ. And to be honest, that feature sounded really interesting. I would have loved to go smash ships with some players on other servers. That sounded very, very interesting. There were other things that sounded interesting. And then I found out that they launched a ship that has the feature that should have been brought to the game about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And made it so it doesn't work for G7. And I'm like, what are you doing?
You're talking about the Dauntless. I thought you were going to go to the Vengeance there for a second. Yeah, the Dauntless. Well, you know, I got mixed feelings on the Dauntless. No, it doesn't work in G7. G7 right now is very hands-on. The meta crews don't work, Bubba. Like, you have to be really fine-tuning. Like, even now, even if I could take the Dauntless, I couldn't. All right? Because I have to hit a specific hostile, and I have to hit a specific faction. So going into a system, I can only hit 1 out of 4 of the hostiles that spawn. That's what makes it interesting. I like it. I'm hunting.
That's how G6 launched. That was when you were in hazard space and you only had a couple of minutes there, or less than a minute there, and you only could take in you couldn't take in like a pike crew because pike didn't work, right? Yeah. So you had to take in a heavy, like, focused on working into the triangle, right? Sure, all of that's true. And I agree that, eventually, but the idea that this game is 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years
Seven.
old. What is it now?
Seven.
7 years old.
7. We're on 7.
Does
Next
not
week.
have an auto grind feature.
Well, you got the Kirishara.
How's that going?
It goes fine 76% of the time.
Once
Depends on where you are.
once you've shown that you understand the loop and have moved past the loop, you should be able to auto the loop.
So
Yeah.
that doesn't work?
Every other game does this.
Mastery.
Yeah.
Mastery.
We have our loot museum now.
Yes.
We do,
So we do have
we
that.
got a little bit of mastery creeping in here and there.
Do we?
A little
Do
bit, little bit, yeah. It hasn't been updated in like
Anyway.
8 months, but I mean, it's there.
That right there, this feature that should have been a feature for players, like here, I'm going to engage in this content and I've mastered this content and I'm, that content is for 66s and I'm a 70. I should be able to auto that content. I have proven, I have demonstrated that I understand this content. I should be able to tell a ship, go do what I've been doing for the last 100 hours of fighting hostiles. Right.
See, Bubba Joe agrees. Bubba Joe agrees with my whale button idea. I should
wants a
be,
whale
be able to boop, push the button, and then boom, that SMS is done because I've already maxed the ship. I've already done the thing.
Yeah, Griffin is advocating for a whale button. Just press a button and it finishes an event.
Well, if
I
it
don't know
scores
that I
for
want a
upgrading the
whale
Dauntless
button
and you've already
per se.
maxed the Dauntless, Bubba, shouldn't we get all the rewards from that SMS if we've already maxed the damn ship?
Well, then there should
Buy
be a
another
back
one.
SMS
Oh, wait.
for those players, but that's an entirely different discussion.
Anyway.
Yeah. Hey,
All right, so
quick
I
question, just for funsies.
I saw the head. Hang on, I saw the headline, DJ. I knew this show was going to be fun. I don't want to take away from your community feedback. I just thought I'd come in. I actually, as I saw the headline, I'm like, what's a good line I can come up with? And I go, yeah, long time caller, first time listener. That's probably pretty appropriate. And then I heard you say you were wrong, and I thought, well, that's a better entry point.
Okay,
That's
come on.
a way better.
Hey, quick question.
Okay, he's feeling better.
Yeah, before you
Thank
go,
you for showing up, Bubba.
before you go, Putz wants to know what your ops level was when you left.
I was thinking about the other day. I don't remember if I was 64 or 66. I don't remember if I got 64 and got stuck or if I had gotten to 66 and had started to unlock that ship. I don't remember which of those I was at.
Putz, where are you at now?
Well, either way, in about 2 weeks, I will be bigger than Bubba.
There you go.
Wow. The new
That's
name of
perfectly
this
okay
show
with
is
my
now
Japanese
See, I
maple.
Told You
You can
So
have a
with Bubba
redwood.
Joe.
Oh, here's the deal. Mark asked a very important question. Bubba, I'm going to ask you this question. You might not be able to answer it. I might have to go to Tarpy or Putz on this one. Mark says, so can I just ask, should I go to G7 now? You and the panel are advising us to stay at G6 and let G7 get fixed. No, I'm not advising that.
No, not at all.
I think you should.
No.
I think you should.
So-
But be prepared. I think you should go. All right, because there's a lot of good qualities about it and the rewards, okay? But be prepared for frustration at certain times, okay?
There was a brief moment in the game where not advancing made a little bit of sense. I don't think that I mean, I haven't been in the game for a couple of years, but I don't think that exists any longer.
I think you're still right.
I agree. I think you need it.
To get a new
He's
microphone.
gone.
Yeah, I think you need to get a new microphone. That's what Putz was going to say. Here's the thing.
No, but
Go ahead, Putz. Come on.
Oh,
okay. At the very least, go G7 and be a G7 in name only, and still play like it's G6 economy. Do other dailies and kind of stall out there because you're gonna get more G7 parts and whatnot and mats, and you're going to be able to progress through your G6 faster.
I think that's a good thing. Archer says before going to G7, test to make sure you can do 71s without buffs. That is tricky. That's a little bit tricky because the hostiles you need to hit are in the Veil and they hit differently. All right, but again, I couldn't do dailies for almost 20 days. It gave me a challenge for the first time in years. It gave me something to push for. It gave me something to reach. And I haven't had that in a long time. As a matter of fact, when new content comes out, Canine Tooth will tell you, when new content comes out now, I try to figure out where I need to be so I can loot crew it. All right. Or I just loot crew it, period, because I already can. And I know that that's a whale perspective. I don't mean that for the 40s and 50s who are listening to the show. I'm just saying, for me as a player, I wanted the challenge. I'm enjoying the challenge. What aggravates me are the unintended challenges, the bugs. Mining in the Veil is frustrating. You know, my daily is 3 million. My daily is 3 million, but I could mine 5, 6, 7 million in a day and not get credit for any of it. And that is what is infuriating. That's what I'm talking about with the frustration. You know, so I crazy enough, I'm still not going to say don't go to G7. I think G7 is designed wonderfully. But there are things that are going to cause you frustration and heartburn. And as long as you can woo-saw your way in those moments, you will be better off playing in G7. Okay? The rewards are better. The space is cool. The story is great. I mean, the design is wonderful. All right? But there's going to be frustrating roadblocks. There's going to be speed bumps that will really trip you up. And it has actually cost me my dailies more than once. And it's frustrating.
So as someone who is actually squishier than DJz right now, and I've been G7 for 10 days, I mean, my officers are even lower tier than yours. Like, so I'm having an even harder time. But people are like, oh, but you need surge starts. I'm like, I don't. It would be great to have the currency stocked up, but in G7, I'm getting more G6 mats.
That's true.
In a lot of ways.
Yes.
Than I did in G6. So I can get to the research that would need the surge particles faster.
Right. Yep.
And so like people have been saying, oh, but you need surge starts. So you need to do all of your dailies. And I'm like, but if I can't even get to the end of the G6 research, I can't get to the surge starts or the surge research. So what's the point?
Exactly. I haven't started on that either. Go ahead, Putz.
I have a question for Tarpy. Since you have seen, you know, obviously Ops 70 and then Ops 71 rewards over this past month, you know, map it out. If in a month's worth of being G7 71 versus staying at 70, what would that equate to? Like a half a tier, one of your ships?
So it depends. It would depend pretty highly on, did you save up weekly and monthly tokens before going to G7?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And like, because the G6 economy for most things does not change significantly upon going to 71. So like you cap out at the amount that you get from choice rewards at 70. You cap out, well, at actually lower than that now, but you cap out at the G6 content the same way you do for G5 and G4 content at the highest ops for that generation. So it's the things like them inflating the choice rewards 66% last month that really helped. And for me, the month worth of daily resource pulls from the comp chest that we were just talking about. And so my time, I have gotten so I've been G70 since 2 weeks, right, Strider? 2 weeks? Week and a half, like 2 weeks, just over. I have a tier 11.5 Crenshaw. And I had enough when I was planning to go to 70 to get to tier 6.
So you've done 5, almost 6 tiers in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I also have a scimitar because I needed somewhere to put some uncommon mats for the Vengeance blueprints. And so like I'm a few hundred thousand faction credits away from an NT because I want one. And I have nothing else to put the faction credits towards anymore. So like my G6 progression has gone up a lot because of inflation in things and comp chests, and I had multiphasics to spend, but I know not everyone does. So I got 5 extra tiers on a Crenshaw, going from 70 to 71.
The 30 and the 7 and 30 day chests are probably the biggest ones. All right, those are huge.
Oh, yeah.
Those are huge changes. So, yeah, I do hear the comments in chat. Well, games are supposed to be fun. I don't need the frustration, and I get it. But as Tarpy just demonstrated, even the rewards are worth it. It's just that they, Bubba's right. I do remember these conversations. There's always bugs at a generational launch. I don't know. Maybe it is different, and Bubba's still on the stage.
So,
I'll have to come back and acknowledge, Bubba, that maybe this one just feels worse because of what you exactly pointed out. I'm here this time. I didn't get to play it last time. So for me, maybe it didn't feel as bad. Maybe this is the same feelings that players like Bubba and Lost In and Canine Tooth and Jonathan Ingram and all these other players, maybe these are the same feelings that they had at the G6 launch. Maybe it just makes me feel worse because
all you have to do is go back 2 years and listen to the tone in Bubba Joe's voice as he's explaining it on launch month.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same. I did.
Yeah. So anyway, logo says not quite. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Bubba, what is your take on that? It's an interesting take, right? I've never been at the leading edge. I am now. It makes me feel worse. Maybe I didn't take it. I didn't feel as bad about it when I wasn't playing it. I don't know. What is that? Is that what you think? Do you think this is as buggy as what G6 was when it came out?
I have no way to I have no way what the daily life is like. I have no way to say, oh well, that feature's not working or this one's not working. I haven't even been. I've been trolling around a few Discords. I have no idea exactly the issues that are going on. All I've heard is that there are issues. I couldn't even begin to say how this compares to previous launches, other than previous launches also were buggy and they weren't resolved in the first month.
Well, that makes me even angrier. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Bubba. Good job. Yay.
No problem. And with that, I throw him back into the wind.
Thank you, Bubba Joe.
There you are. Yes. So straighten out now.
Bubba, we love you. All right.
This episode of See, I Told You So with Bubba Joe is brought to you by Ghost Energy. Ghost Energy, get yours! ! Ghost.
Bubba, love you, buddy. Have a great night. Listen, with that, community, we're going to open the chat. All right. I have not. I said I was going to do it at the beginning. I've spoken longer than I intended to. I appreciate the stop by and your guys' chat.
Shocker.
I am going to. No, you know what? I'm just gonna. I'm going to sit back. All right. You guys can come into the Discord. You can raise your hand. How has this been for you?
Good.
Listen, you know what I want to do? I want to spend some time with non-G7 players. All right.
That'd be great.
I want to spend some time with G4 and G5. How was this arc for you? Maybe this was a good arc for mid-ops players. Maybe we spent so much time talking about G7 this month that, honestly, if people were frustrated with our content before, golly, they're gonna definitely be now.
They're gonna hate it now. My prediction will be you're gonna say what arc, because what was there really for you to do? Is this the most boring month you've had as a G4 player?
All right, we're gonna find out.
I had nothing to do until I went to G7.
Lost In dropping a 10 bomb. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, baby boy. Thank you.
Love you, Lost In.
Hey, look.
Thank you.
New goals up here. If you guys, we obviously have our Christmas Angel Fund. By the way, quick update. I've got A-Pal on the stage. I've got Delurch coming up. We're going to bring you both up here in just a second, okay?
And Vanadia.
And Vanadia is here. But real quick, before we do, I've been told that I need to give updates often and regularly with regards to the Christmas Angel Fund, even on podcasts and all this stuff. And I think that's a wonderful idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in here very quickly, and I'm going to pop this one up on stage. Oh, thank you, Lost In, for throwing bits in there, too. It might take a second to actually pop up. Anonymous came in during after the last show. And by the way, I haven't gotten all of them. Yet, okay? But Anonymous came in and donated 29 pounds to the Christmas Angel Fund. Fantastic facility. Happy to support from Scotland. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's why, there it is on your screen right now, and that's why you see $356.17 towards floor number 2. Now, for those of you who might not have made it through the last show, all right, for those of you, thank you, Lost In, again, another 10, appreciate that. For those of you who didn't make it through the last podcast, like we actually recorded an extra podcast on Tuesday, which is unusual, but that was our Christmas Angel Fund launch. We, that night, raised over $6,300, completely funding the first floor out of 13 floors at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee. That is absolutely amazing. We have so much work still to do. The goal this year, $78,000. I was talking with Arian earlier this week, and Tarpy, you might be off the hook. She has already come up with some absolutely horrible ideas. Now,
oh no,
I know.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
Oh, she told me that she gave me one of them and said that was the nicest one, and I cringed.
Ooh, which one was it?
I'm not going to talk about it right now.
I've seen all of them.
Oh, I don't, yeah. She told me that if I thought I was mistreated in years past, that you guys would. Let me just say, you guys will not want to miss a single one of these goals. We've got to get to 78,000 just to make Arian the happiest girl on earth. Okay. Yeah, she literally said, "Hold my beer." Okay. So that is the goal, $78,000, and for the children. I saw the question in chat. What is it that we're working on this year? We are working on obviously funding all of the floors, Caledon, just like we always do. But this year,
you haven't set the table. Take your 30 seconds to set the table. What is the Christmas Angel Fund for your new listeners?
Well, absolutely. For those of you who are listening for the very first time, the Christmas Angel Fund is something that I personally, myself, have now run going on 28 years. I did it in my broadcast radio career, FM radio. And when I started talking Trek, I didn't do it for the first 2 years because we were still growing our community. And now there's 350 of you on every single show, which is amazing. And I love you. Every live show. And then the recordings go out to thousands and thousands of you, which is beautiful and amazing. So this has grown. Our community has grown. Year number 1 here for the Christmas Angel Fund, we sponsored a family. Basically, we came together and said, hey, let's raise some money for a family. We basically adopted a family, and we changed the course of their entire world. And we did that right here. It was completely in-house, no fees, no management, none of this stuff. We took your donations. We met the family. We introduced you to the family. We went to the family. We bought their Christmas. Second year, we went up to 11 families because you guys grew it in such an amazing and beautiful way. In year number 3, Arian said, we can't possibly do this way again. We've got to find an agency to help us. That's how much it had grown. All right. It was absolutely incredible. Year number 3, we reached out and found this amazing small little group of people who do nothing throughout the year other than love children. And it was this little group called the Jingle Toy Drive that works directly for and with the Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville, Tennessee. And that first year, we raised $53,000 for children in a children's hospital around the holiday season. Okay, absolutely. Just what a story. Year number 2, we were so emotionally charged by what this group was able to do with your contributions as a community that we went back and we said, hey, let's make it bigger. What can we do this year? Oh, the Fleet Command community answered the challenge by not only funding every single floor. This hospital is 13 floors. We call it 1 through 14 because they skipped number 13. 13 floors. Guys, it costs $6,000 to sponsor an entire floor of children. We're talking hundreds of kids because it's not just the patients, right? They've got siblings. They've got their parents there. They might be there on December 20th and not the 24th or whatever. All right? We funded every child for the entire month. Last year, in year number 2 with Monroe Carell Jr.'s, we raised, what was it, Griffin? $71,000. Which, when combined with the fundraising efforts of the other members of the Jingle Toy Drive, allowed us to fund the entire hospital. 13 floors of infants through 18-year-olds, their siblings, their families. And not only that, but we funded the holiday season. We filled their warehouse for the rest of the year. And we purchased 3 brand spanking new state-of-the-art gaming carts for them to take into their patients and not only deliver rehabilitative services, but also just gaming for fun and reminding a child in the hospital how to be a child.
And portable to where they can go right into the room of the sick kid who might not even be able to get out of bed.
I mean, and not only that, we got them a 3D printer. A 3D printer that allows them to customize and build controllers. Well, you guys really need to go back and listen to the Tuesday show. Lawson, thank you so much. Another 20. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. And
Grayson, who manages that 3D printer, stated not only are they building Switch controllers to plop their Switches in, but maybe the kid has a heart condition. Here, let's build your heart, and this is what your heart looks like, and here's where we're going to go in and operate. You can touch it right here. This is all we're going to do.
This is what we're going to fix. They build this 3D printer so they can show and demonstrate and teach kids what's going on with them. But not only that, maybe a child can't use his hands to control a joystick. So they're building other types of controllers for them to play with their toes or play with their neck, to be able to play video games. As a child who might be sick, you bought 3 of those. This year, the goal is simple. $78,000 to fully fund the hospital yet again, and for the entire year. And this year, they've asked for a portable music studio. The ability to roll a cart into a room and give a child the joy of music. To give a child the therapy of writing and allowing them to express themselves through music and writing and production and creativity. They want to allow...
I can think of nothing better.
They want to give a child the power to express their feelings and express their creativity and their imagination through song. They've asked Talking Trek to provide them with a portable music studio, and I'll be daggone if we're not going to do it. $78,000 is the goal. You guys can scan this QR code. If you're listening in podcast, we'll put the link in the podcast description. You can find it in our Discord. I'll put it up on the website. And this, by the way, this link goes straight to the hospital. It doesn't come through us. We don't have to handle your money. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to do anything. Okay.
Wouldn't have to accidentally pay taxes on 13% of it on top of the...
It was all a big thing that first year. And this QR code, and it's tax deductible. Obviously, the Children's Hospital is a 501c3. Okay. You can scan this code and give directly to the hospital, and it is tracked. It comes through our campaign. They know that you guys are participating with the Talking Trek community. And our goal is $78,000 to not only fund the hospital, but to give these children the gift of music. That is the goal this year, Caledon. That is what we are striving for as a community. And I beg and plead for you guys to do your part. We've got, what, Griffin? 6.5 weeks. We got 6.5 weeks. All right, to make
we are going to go on site. We're going to interview some people at the hospital again this year. We're going to bring you inside the doors of Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt and teach you a little bit about what they have going on, who does what. Probably meet a kid or two, maybe an ambassador, and really give you that experience as we have done for the past 2 years. And we will have that show at a later date. DJs, have we picked the date for the Christmas Angel Fund show? Do we have that on our calendar or no?
It is not on our calendar yet because we have just chosen our visit in Nashville.
It will be in December. We will
Yes.
not have that particular show until December this year.
Yeah. We will be visiting in December. So the show will be in December. It'll be our final big push. But yeah, we're going to be bringing that to you over the next 6 to 7 weeks. Lawson says, I am a PICU doctor. I run 2 pediatric departments. This drive is so special. Talking Trek is doing great work. Listen, we just hooked you guys up. You guys are doing the work. I'm so grateful for you guys. Logo says teaching the kids with the gaming, but sometimes just as we sometimes take time for games as a distraction from our world problems, this gives the same experience to children in need. It's not just the kids, but also their families. Lee Ellen was on the show talking about their sibling playrooms and opportunities for parents even to sit down and have a cup of coffee because they know that their kids are being taken care of by Graydon and his team, playing some games. Archer says, as a parent who once spent 73 days in the ICU of a children's hospital, I cannot express how much these donations, how much this drive means to these families, to anybody who has ever experienced anything like that. And I know a lot of you have, then you know firsthand what it is that we are striving for. It's not, as important as it is, it's not medical research, it's not cancer science, it's and those things are all noble and very, very important, but our goal was a little bit more human. There's a lot of agencies out there that fund research and do all this other stuff. We wanted to go and bring smiles. We wanted to go
Therapy
and play games. We wanted to visit with these kids and we wanted to laugh with them. And you guys are making that possible, Griffin.
It's therapy for the soul, for sure. And it's not just for the kid, it's for their whole entire family. Now, this year, we expand beyond just bringing gaming into their lives as a distraction. How many family members, friends have you known, been in the hospital and share with you their experience of the power of music as a healing property? And now being able to bring the gift of song and music into their lives as well and record a song. They can karaoke a song. They can play a song. Just music is so important in the healing journey of anybody. Children are no different. And now this year, us bringing that element in to the hospital, I just can't wait to see what's in store there. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm I'm very much looking forward to bringing you guys in for this and having fun with it, and also showing you firsthand what work you're doing. And I think that is so powerful for you guys to be able to see the smiles that you're bringing, to hear the music that's being created by these patients. It's going to be wonderful. And further,
it's unlike anything else.
This year, we're going one step further. This was a grand idea that we had last year. I couldn't quite pull it off. That's on me. But this year, our organization is even better than ever. And this year, we are making a very concerted effort to immortalize your contribution towards Monroe Carell Jr.'s by, at the end of this campaign, everybody who donates will have their gamer tag inscribed on a special plaque that will, in fact, be printed by our 3D printer that was donated last year and put on the music studio cart that will be seen by hundreds, if not thousands of patients every single day. Your presence will be felt and it will be known in the halls of this children's hospital. So we're looking forward to that, and we invite all.
That
of you.
is awesome.
We invite you all.
And we are corporate match friendly. We are employer friendly. So not only do we appreciate your individual donations, which mean the world, but if you have a company out there who is interested in doing some holiday gift giving, there's always 5 to 10 companies who are going to jump on that train as well. The details for that are available as well through that QR code link. But yes, you can definitely hit up your business and get them on that train as well. And we do thank all of our many corporate sponsorships that we have received in the past few years doing this.
As a matter of fact, we have already received one, and I was looking forward. I haven't added it yet to the list. I left it unread in my Discord, and I can't find it at this moment until I go through all of them. But we did receive one donation already with a company match from Google. So thank you so very much for that. And I will put it up on screen. when I document it. I haven't documented that one yet because it's been a crazy couple of days. I definitely will work on that this weekend and get it caught up. But we will bring all of those. Logo, it's not on screen because I've got problems with the alerts tonight, but Logo just dropped $250 into the Christmas Angel Fund.
Oh, thank you, Logo. Keeping it going.
Manxman just dropped a $25 donation into the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you so very much. Russ just dropped £5 into the Christmas Angel Fund. Thank you guys
Russ.
so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you guys.
Yes, that's very good. That means we make money for the kids.
That's exactly right. And we're going to be working on that. We'll bring them all to you. And thank you. Use the QR code on your screen now to give anything from $1, from 50 cents to whatever it is that you feel like you can do to make a difference in a child's life this year. We really do appreciate any and all of the support on our goal, on the way to our goal of $78,000. So that is a few minutes on what this community is capable of, and we do it every single year. That is Talking Trek's Season of Giving. That is Talking Trek's Christmas Angel Fund to benefit the children at Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. Nashville, Tennessee. Wow. Wonderful city. I love going to Nashville. Let's get back and we've got about 15, 20 minutes on this before we get ready to wrap up. I feel like we've said a lot of what needs to be said, but maybe you guys have a different perspective. Maybe I need to sit down and be wrong. Pal, maybe.
Well, especially in G4 and G5 town. Educate us what your experience has been, please.
Pal, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me that the Ark was good for you.
Well, I'm not a G4 or G5 player, but I've heard from my alliance that it's not fun for them.
Oh.
Just as much as I'm Opt 67 and I have had nothing to do all month.
Really?
Oh.
See, I thought G6 had something they were kind of gunning for. No?
Apparently not.
I guess not.
If you're not within G7, not much you can do.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the month, and you had the exact same reaction, DJz.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
If you didn't buy the Dauntless, or you're not within range to go to G7 right now, you were just twiddling your thumbs all month.
Did that not give you an opportunity?
Well, no, you're obviously mining Transigen with your Serene Squall, right?
Yeah, I mean, did you not have an opportunity to catch up, to prepare now that you know what G7 looks like? Listen, you're 67. You've got to be prepping yourself. Maybe this was a research month for you. Was there an opportunity to catch up?
With what mats?
Oh, there was a 60% increase in the choice tokens.
Yeah, but what gas or ore was in any events this month? It's been all crystal. And you have to filter it out. That takes time.
Filter.
I was already caught up with all of my research before I went 67 a couple weeks ago. I just don't have any mats.
Well, I guess I'm a little confused by that. Tarpy, didn't we say that the choice tokens had a 60% boost this month?
66. If people are saying that they didn't see that, they're wrong.
Okay, 67% boost. I mean, that's significant, right? That seems like a little bit of an influx.
I have the receipts.
We got receipts.
Yeah.
I have the receipts.
It may be a 67% boost, but it took away all the mats from all the other events with all the specialty stuff that are in it.
Oh my god!
So battle passes.
Okay.
Get him, Tarpy. All right, Tarpy's got a counter. Go ahead.
Okay. So this month, and any month before this month, I would have absolutely agreed with you that they had taken away all of the events and not given us any replacements for the events. And before I went G7, there were at least 2 events every day that gave some variety of mats. And this was SMSs. This is some ALBs that I'm not counting as the 2. But there were events every day, at least 2, that gave us some type of mats. And in the months June, July, and August, and September, so whenever they released flashpoints, they stopped giving us daily events. because they were trying to replace all of it with flashpoints. And so this month, they went back to having 2 events a day that gave mats. The last 3 months before that, they did not. So this month, I disagree. Last month and the months before that, I would absolutely agree with you that we had no mats income outside of some really not great ones in the battle passes. Choice rewards this month were drastically improved across the board. And
because they switched it from September to October.
No, that's the choice rewards. That's the battle pass.
What?
But
I finally got around to the inflation that should have happened gradually.
I'm not going to be angry that they weren't doing it every month when, like, I'm just going to choose not to be angry about things I can't control.
I mean, they did catch it up. So go ahead.
Caller, welcome to my favorite part of the show where you call in with a profound, and this happens to me every hour. You call in with a profound point, and then they just gang up on you and prove to you how wrong you are all the time.
Well, but I mean,
and then Cruzito comes in and asks, "Who's Lorca again?"
Here we go again. All right,
where's that guy?
Okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I guess I'm wrong with the mats, even though I have 0 mats and done every event.
Right.
But hang on, listen. If you have 0 mats, you just said you did all the events. We had plenty of material spend events this month. I mean, there were more than normal. A lot of those had heroic levels. You didn't participate in any material spend event?
Nope.
Well, then how do you have no mats?
You were up 64 at the beginning of the month.
No, I was not. I was 66 at the beginning of the month, and
so you spent no mats to go from 66 to 67?
Commons.
What?
Okay.
I literally had all of just my vaults left that take commons for 66. I need the rare.
I'm over here. I'm elated that this is happening to somebody else on the show for the first time ever. This is great.
I mean, yeah, now you can get more and still not have enough. I totally agree with that. But I guess mathematically here's where I'm at. If the choice tokens were 67% up, you didn't get fewer. You got the same amount of tokens, but they were 67% up. And if you had more events this month than September month that did pay materials, then I mean there's no way to say that that's not an improvement. Now, rare, that's horrible to get all the way around. I mean, rare is really hard to get.
They didn't give any gas. There was no gas in any of the events. I had to use my choice tokens on gas.
Well, that's great. At least you can.
And I still don't have. I've done 3 buildings thus far with all of my choice tokens that went to gas.
Oh, question.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them I filtering from crystal to gas from all the events.
So why are you out of converter tokens?
I'm out right now.
I am also out. I did actually
spend
I spent a lot of mine too.
Yeah.
I'm
Can
out.
we put a slider on those, DJs?
Huh? Get a
I would love
slider?
a slider
I
on
would
those,
love
by
a
the way.
slider on those things. Man, those are annoying. You know what's even worse? The ship parts one, because you got to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Oh, it's so rough. But yeah, you know, listen.
Scroll on all of them.
Yeah.
And it
I feel like
resets
the
the scroll.
parts one is even worse. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I think it is because there's 4 ship types and only 3 material types. I think it's even worse. But anyway, listen, I totally get it, pal. And to be short on any material, that's always a frustrating thing. I would hesitate to say that they paid less. Maybe they didn't pay as much of the specific material that you needed. And I could totally acknowledge that. But mathematically, holistically, they did pay more mats in the events. I mean, that's actually proven. It just may not have been the exact combination of the ones you needed. And I totally get that can be frustrating. You know, I need a bunch of crystal. Maybe I had a good month. If that's all they paid was crystal, maybe I did good. But I do understand that it can be frustrating to not get the material that you need. But they did pay more, and I have to acknowledge that. Now, listen. I would love to have more, right? I would love to have a lot more, but you know, the fact that they did pay more, I feel like has to be acknowledged there. Let's go to Envenadia on the stage. What's going on, Envenadia?
Hey, Envenadia. How you doing?
Envenadia, there you are. Hey, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stage. How's G7 launch for you, man?
Okay, well, I'm still up 60. I was planning on going to 61 this month, but everything just seemed so blah that I didn't care.
Do it. Do it.
So like, let me put it like this in terms of my playtime. At the end of the last augment arc, I was averaging over 30 hours a week playtime. My last weekly update that came out on Sunday, I was down to 15 hours playtime.
Oof.
Wow, half the playtime.
That's how far it's gone down the last couple months.
Hey, can we say that Scopely finally found a way to reduce screen time? Let's go!
All right.
Yeah! All right, I'm just kidding. That was completely that was completely facetious.
I've actually said it a few times though. That's actually been something that I have enjoyed.
There you go.
The thing is, the desire to play, like the events, they're fine. You know, I complete them in a few minutes and then I'm done. You know, I guess I'm just at the point where I'm like, what's the use in progressing? You know, like I can get into G6, and then if I can't race to 63, like what am I going to do for 61, 62, and then 63? So, you know, I've caught up on a bunch of research, and that's cool. I log in, I set a research, log out, wait for my, you know, helps and stuff to come through. Maybe when I think about it an hour or two later, I'll log in and do it again. You know, I've got all my specialty ships at my max level. I've got my G5 epics at my max level. Like,
well, then it definitely sounds like you are ready to press the button. You know, here's the thing. I totally do acknowledge and agree with the fact that you would want to push to 63 quickly. But I would absolutely recommend starting that journey from 61 because your material rewards and things like that are going to be better. So even if you decided to go to 61 and hang out until you could push to 63, which I think you wouldn't want to do. I think when you get to 61, you'll realize how easy 62 is.
You're just going to go.
Yeah. You'll realize how easy 62 is. Then you'll get that Selkie and you'll start using it. And then you're going to, you know, now, to be honest with you, I think that the rush would be to 62 and maybe hang out there because there's absolutely no need for the 63 ship today. None. Absolutely none. So I'd say get yourself nice and quick to 62. Enjoy that Selkie because a G6 miner is going to change your life, bro.
It really will. They're very nice to have.
A G6 miner is going to change your life. But then, absolutely, kind of chill out. At least then you're earning some Sigma materials. You're earning a lot more, or you're earning the G6 materials better. You're earning Sigma resources better. And all the Selkie is up 61. Well, then go 61. Get a Selkie's going to change your life, bro.
If you can get to 61, you're going to want to get to 63 anyway.
There's been nothing in the game that says, hey, it's good to go up.
See, that was my question for you. From your perspective, I know that G7 is, you know, not on your immediate radar, but are you compelled by the features that you hear and how they work, like the Veil and the group chat, the multiple alliance, or is it a hindrance? Like, oh man, all these things aren't working. All the G7 players aren't really happy with their experience. I have no hurry to get there. Or is it just not on your radar at all, and you're just focused on what's right in front of you? What is your take on that?
It doesn't interest. Like most of that stuff really seems more of a hindrance than help. Like,
so just off your radar.
Well, I mean, even if I was top 70, I don't think I would really care about it because you're taking something that, okay, like mining. Okay, now I've got it, you know, and then all the grinding, and then you're escalating it with a larger group of people in the same space. You know, like that concept of it just doesn't ring like something that I want to deal with. As it stands,
so the optics are not good for you. I get that.
No, I don't see anything fun about more mining nodes in a constricted space, more hostile grinding in a constricted space. Like, okay, cool, maybe finding out if I can or cannot hit a hostile would be fun. But then once I find that answer, like, then I gotta wait to actually do something about it, you know, because there wouldn't be any type of like, okay, I can hit 3 hostiles. okay, well, how long is it going to take me before I can hit 5, 6 to 10 hostiles?
See,
You know what I mean?
DJs,
Like,
that's the optics that they are struggling with right now,
You
and
know,
that's, in my opinion, that's not a fair observation or really an accurate one. But those are the optics that they're faced with right now.
Maybe it is fair, but maybe that is actually accurate. Maybe for Envenadia, his perspective on this challenge is not maybe as enticing as it is to me. See, it's funny you mentioned that, Envenadia, because I have absolutely loved that. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been so long since there was something in the game that I couldn't do. So the fact that this one stumped me, right? The fact that this one stumped me was actually really refreshing. And the fact that I now have a goal. Right? I have something to work towards. Like, I don't have Seska Max. That's making a huge difference for me. I don't have Hugh Max. That's making a huge difference for me. I had to do a bunch of research to catch up on that. I had to, and I'm squishy. I'm notoriously squishy, so the strength of my account is not really there. I had to bring my ship up 2 tiers higher than everybody else just to get the same results. But every day I'm seeing incremental improvements. Like, for example, I can still only kill 3 hostiles per hull. But that 3rd hostile, I'm actually killing it about halfway. So, like, every now and then I might be able to get a 4th hostile, just barely squeak by, And to me, that is...
You've increased your hostile kill by 1, if maybe.
Well, but I've made tangible progress on Seska and Hugh, because I wasn't there. I wasn't there. And those 2 officers, and for the record, the only reason I was probably able to get to the 3 was probably because of Suitor, whom I did max. Now, you guys are making fun of me in the chat. Wow, 3 hostiles. Let me tell you something. At the beginning of the month, I couldn't do 1. Okay? So that, to me, presented a challenge. That, to me, presented a puzzle or a goal to strive for. And I have enjoyed that. But that may be different. Listen, I know that I enjoy different things in the game. You guys make fun of me in the past when I say I like complicated mechanics, right? Like, you guys make fun of me for saying that. I like complicated mechanics because they make me think about it a little bit, and I like something that's not same old, same old. And, I traditionally really love Mr. Tiger arcs because of all the currencies and the way that they work together.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I like those kinds of things. So I know, like, I love the Voyager arc. All right. I know that is not a super popular opinion. So, yeah, 8-Bit says, wow, DJ, this totally changed my mind about G7. Not.
What was the one bad part of the Voyager arc? What was the one bad thing about it?
No, I loved it, but players didn't like that there was multiple currencies and that you had to kill this to mine that and use this token to get into the secret special systems.
Okay,
it was just
that was the convoluted word. We used convoluted, which I disagree with.
It was convoluted.
It was the nodes. It was the non-working, non-regenerating nodes that killed that arc.
Wood Cannon says it was the currencies and the bugged Voyager mining, with some of which is still bugged. Sydney says that was fun. Listen, I'm just saying that there was a lot to like about that for me, but I know that I don't represent everybody, and I know that my opinion is not the same as everybody's, which is why I honestly love opening the stage and having players come in and say that, because I know that I don't represent everybody. But the same thing that Envenadia didn't like is actually what I love the most. So I
and that's okay.
Funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
So I hate that it doesn't entice you, because I have enjoyed it. But no, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that more. 8-Bit says the same thing. And Benadia,
I think the other thing is just also the burnout of it all. Like, I'm just tired of also, like, thinking something's going to get better and then it gets worse. And then it's like, well, once again, it's that motivation. Like, why should I be motivated to move up and potentially get into a pay situation where I'll have to pay to progress? Or,
you know what, though?
Where...
Let me tell you something, man. I genuinely, now tell me I'm wrong, G7 out there. I genuinely feel, Lost In, Cruzito, all you guys, listen, Envenadia, you as a player who wants to find value through engagement, I think you would like the way G7 is built a little bit more, because it's probably the least pay to progress that there's ever been, because there's tangible grind involved in the progression in G7. It's not just a pack smash. And that's what I think I have enjoyed about it, I believe, is that I don't actually feel like I'm paywalled in G7. I mean, it's expensive if I want to buy it, but I can also grind it. You know? I don't know. Again, that just presents a challenge for me. It presents a challenge. So
I am the opposite kind of paywalled in G7. I cannot stomach buying the packs that are necessary. You know how many Ops 73s there are in the game, Envidadia? Ops 73s? How many there are?
I would say less than 10 would be my guess.
The answer is 0.
No, that's not true.
There's one Ops 74. There are 0 73s, and the rest are 72s.
Okay,
yep.
That's fair. Yeah, we did see.
And that's exactly why.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, and Venadia, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping up, and I hope that November is better for you. I can't say that it will be. I don't know. And by the way, I'm not saying that it won't be. All right, I'm pessimistic at this particular moment. I hope that they surprise me. We'll see. Yendis, welcome to the stage. Appreciate you. What's your ops level? What server are you from? And how did October treat you?
69, server 95, and you know me as Sydney Soren.
What are you doing, Sydney? I know what you did.
Because my wife's asleep.
I didn't. I know what you did last summer, Sydney.
DJ, whisper. His wife's asleep.
Okay, sorry.
I'm a 69. I got 4 buildings to go to 70. Should I push right through to 71 so I can do surges, or should I hold up at 70 and build the Crencha out? I got all the BPs for Crencha and the Ent.
I would recommend. So first of all, I'm definitely going to say go to 71. However, I would definitely advise you to check Spock's Club, see how far you can get with that Crencha. Yeah, Lost in saying build and tier up the Crencha first. I definitely want to see how far you can get. If your Crencha can only go tier 5, tier 6, it may be worth hanging out for a month or so. But even then, Tarpy said this a little bit ago. By going to 71, the 7 and 30-day chest, let me ask you, how many 7 and 30-day tokens do you have? Because that might be a deciding factor. It really might be.
Question.
Because let's say you've got enough materials to take the Crencha to tier 6, right? And you're sitting on 3 months worth of weekly tokens and 4 months worth of monthly tokens. That probably contains enough material for you to get an extra 4 or 5 tiers out of the Crencha, like Tarpy said earlier. So let me ask you that. Where have you looked at Spock's Club? How far can you get now? And how many tokens are you holding on to?
I looked at Sparks Club, and nobody told me to save tokens, so now I'll start dailies and monthlies.
Well, in fairness, nobody knew. I've always held 35 dailies because in case I wanted to do a blitz, that's what the cooldown is, right? You can do 5 pulls, and actually technically it's 4, but you can do the 2-1-2 trick. All right, on the weekly tokens. So I've always held 35. There's absolutely no point in holding more than 35. Okay. That way, if I wanted to blitz them down, I could. Now, we also have a cooldown on the monthlies. So you never want to pull 1. You're always going to want to pull 2 at a time. Okay. Unless they fix that, which I hope they do. That's been raised. No communication on that. Not even any communication that it was intended. It's just been completely ignored by all my requests. That being said, I don't have Tarpy, before I say something and put my foot in my mouth, have they come out and said that the cooldown on the monthlies was intended?
No.
I don't. I'm not Tarpy, but I don't know if they have said that. But I can tell you this: that it will show you like a 28-day or whatever timer. But after 7 days, it will reset itself. So it's only really a weekly timer, just like the weekly.
You know what? You ain't wrong. Mine's reset. And this would be the
I thought you knew that. We talked about that. You knew that. You forgot.
I knew it reset one time, but it was right after a maintenance or right after. I thought it reset because of something I did.
So, guys, I would stop talking about this.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay. Yeah, I've been my phone.
Any cooldown is
I've
too
been
long.
trying to get you to shut up for like 30 seconds.
Okay. So, but listen, if you've got monthly tokens, you pull them 2 at a time, no matter what. Okay, you pull them 2 at a time. And the only reason, I mean, we didn't know that. In fairness, Sydney, we didn't know that. As a matter of fact, my recommendation has always been to pull them when you want a treasury, right? To bank them until you want a treasury, then pull them when you want the treasury. So if you don't have any now, that is a little bit of victim of bad timing, but no one taught anything like that. I, for example, am holding I'm holding 15 of the 15 tokens, which means I can pull only 2 of the 7-day chests, and I can apparently pull 2 of the 30-day chests. So I'm not sitting on a bunch either. You know what I'm saying? OSU says, how many 7 days should we hold on to? Me personally, I have never held more than 35. And I'll tell you why, OSU, because you can't spend more than 35 at a time. Okay? Yes, that's right, Matters, because the limit is actually, by the way, it's 4. You can do 4. Nah, Matters, come on now. You know how this works. Okay? Yes, it's a limit of 4, but if you do 2, 1, and 2, it works. All right.
Just for clarification for me, because I'm 5, when you're saying 35, are you actually saying 5 because they're 7-day tokens?
No, you earn one every single day.
Days.
35 days
Oh,
worth.
35 days.
Yeah, 35
okay,
tokens worth because it costs 7 tokens to redeem 1 week. All right, so I am holding an actual 35 loyalty badges, okay?
35 single-day badges.
Yeah, because that's the most that I can spend. All right, that is the absolute most that I can spend. Now, you're right. There's a cooldown after 4, Matters. You say it's extra clicks. I don't care. If I'm going to bulk it, then that's what I want, okay? So the most I can possibly spend at one time is 35, and then I'm on cooldown. So there's no sense in holding more than 35. All right. If I get to 35, I'll go ahead and pull one. All right, because then I'm starting to work. So Popo says, so if I do 2-1-2, you get an extra pull. Well, no, you're still spending 35, but you can get the extra pull without violating the cooldown. So you can pull it 5. You can pull 5 chests if you do it that way. If you pull 2 and 2, it'll go on cooldown. If you pull 2,
the problem is that you're not
2,
you're using flashy terms again, like 2-1-2. And you assume that everybody knows what you're talking about.
If you pull 2 chests and then 1 chest, you're at 3. The cooldown starts at 4. All right. So if you pull 2 chests, then 1 chest, you can go back in and pull 2 chests again, which gives you 5 chest pulls, and then the cooldown activates.
Thank you, guys. And I've had a blast in the Ark. So, and all these other guys.
Very nice.
Miners, I've had a blast.
I'm glad
thank
to
you,
hear
Sydney.
it.
That's good to hear.
Do you have a specific set of skills that we should be aware of?
No.
Sydney, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sydney.
C Engineering, welcome to the stage. Appreciate it. How was October for
Engineering.
you? How was October for you?
Hi, friend.
Hi, Therapy. Hey, everyone. I had a lot of fun this month because I just got to 45 at the end of September. So I was able to actually go through the new segment that came out in September in October for those new hostiles. And I also managed to get my screen squall, so I'm grinding that out to get it up higher so it's more useful. And for anyone who's looking at those officer presets, do your screen squalls mining so you can get some extra officer presets. Look in your research. I told that to some of my members of my alliance, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I could have got more."
That's a great tip.
That's a tip for everyone.
Yeah.
One thing I'm very happy about was I got an amazing treasure reward where I'm actually pull large quantities of speed ups, and for those 10 days, 54 of those. So that's going to help me a lot in getting my research up to where it's supposed to be. So I'm ready to go up to 46, 47, and up to 50 much sooner than originally planned.
That's really good. That's a good feeling.
Well, and that's tangible feedback. You know, C Engineering, Ultra Vetica, another content creator, was in our chat earlier today. He said, as someone who actually played a lot more on my G3 account this month rather than my main G6 account, I really feel that the G3 improvements, I've really enjoyed what they've done with the G3 level of stuff, especially this month. There's been very good event series, great rewards, especially in the SLBs and the SMSs. He has very much enjoyed the, I don't want to necessarily dub it as the acceleration model, Tarpy, but he's noticing a substantial difference in the G3 experience. So I think that is a good thing. As a matter of fact, I don't necessarily want to 1,000% promise or guarantee this, but I was asked today if we would like to have a guest on our show this coming month, and it reinforces to me something that I've been asking for a number of years, and Scopely has finally done it. This month we will be able to invite to our stage, Griffin, what they are referring to as the mid-ops arc runner.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yes,
wow.
That is. So we are now seeing, finally, after all this time, we are seeing that they have broken up these pods and broken up some of this responsibility to actually ask different arc runners to target different experiences. And I think that is very, very cool. And like I said, I was asked today if we wanted to book that. I responded yes. I hope it works out. Like I said, I don't have a 100% guarantee on that, but I did respond positively to that. I would love to invite the mid-ops arc runner to the show to talk about that experience, what they're doing at the mid-ops levels.
That's got to be the best job in the whole entire company. I would love that job. You know what I would do? I would get assigned my month. I would go back 4 years. Mm-hmm. I would watch a month's worth of UltimatDJz plays. I would go to the end of arc grading video, and I would see what went great and what didn't go great. And I would literally just plagiarize the last person's work, but make it just that much better. Done. I would be done in three hours, maybe 4. I'd be done by lunch.
Well, let me point out and remind you, which is unrelated to Griffin's comment. Mr. Tiger is in game design. He doesn't write arcs, okay? Everyone's saying, does it rhyme with Fister Geiger?
No, Griffin. No, not Fister Geiger.
No, he is in game design. All right. He does not write arcs. All right. He designs features, new content, and so he writes a lot of the new stuff and new design
and
lots of
live
new,
ops will take that new stuff and they will create the events and how much you get for doing the events and then so on and so forth.
Are we going to?
That's Echo, right?
He is on that
Echo's
team.
is in live ops.
He is on that team. Yeah. So so just a friendly reminder for how the hierarchy works. But Mr. Tiger may be on our show for a completely different reason, potentially. But
no,
it won't
you don't
be,
say.
But it won't be for events. Okay. Just throwing that out there. All right.
What does that mean? Is that a leak? Is that a leak?
I don't know. C Engineering, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by.
Wait. C Engineering. I've always wanted to know. Will you explain your call sign, please? Explain. Where did he go? Is he here? Is he gone? Did you hang up on him?
I did. I moved on to the next caller. C Engineering, come back.
Lord.
Tarp, Griffin has another question for. Okay, he just came back.
I would like C Engineering to explain the call sign. C Engineering, please.
Caller number 5. Caller 5.
All right.
C Engineering, hello. Can you please briefly explain your call sign?
All right. Just do with my job. I'm a marine engineer for the Canadian military, so I work on engines a lot of times and go around the world. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, fantastic! Well, that sounds like
that's awesome. Thank you for your service. Amazing job.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
now he hung up on you. All right, General Arc. All right, relative community villain and all things hater on STFC and Scopely. What's up, Arc? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stage.
I love General Arc.
I do too.
What do you mean, villain?
You're actually the hero. Every villain is a hero in their own story, and you are no exception.
That is absolutely true.
I think you're getting me confused with Winnie the Pooh, which just started on our server. And next he's coming after
that
Griffin.
bitch bear can get lost. I'll tell you that right now.
I like the bear. All right.
I'm not the only one who swore on this podcast today.
Arc, what's your ops? What's your server? And what was your perception of October?
Okay, so ops is 71. Right? I know. Server is 34. And the best part about this arc is that Griffin, plug your ears, please.
Oh God!
Is that they just they revamped the Vengeance is Mine. So anybody coming up into the 70s, all right, make sure that you save a lot of stuff to spend your materials on. Even if you have the materials, save it, because once you get to 70, you can start getting that event to actually unlock your vengeance for free.
What? For free?
Well,
no, that's good. I'm
okay.
very happy about that.
To Ark, let's back up a step here, because they did run.
Oh, you're gonna make him mad again. He didn't mean to make you mad. Okay, hold on. Just breathe. Count to 10.
A nice event this past month, but by all intents and purposes, have basically just said oops. And made me believe that it was a mistake by re-releasing the same event 700% more expensive only a day later.
But it's 1,000 blueprints for 7,000,000 1.4 points, right? And you can spend mats.
Oh, you're gonna make him rage quit, Ark. You're gonna make him rage quit.
You can spend mats. You can spend Syndicate XP, which is massive, especially if you got Syndicate above 55.
No, you can't do Syndicate anymore. They removed it.
No, did they remove? Because I unlocked my vengeance this month for free just by catching up on some research.
Well, that's what you thought, and then Scopely said, "Hold my beer."
All right, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Ark. I just got to ask a question. First of all, are you spending G7 uncommon, or are you spending G6?
Actually, I was spending G6 on research. G6, and tearing up my ship.
Okay. Uncommon, rare, combination of both. How you want me to do this math? You want me to do 50-50? You want me to do 75 uncommon, 25 rare?
Yeah, it was about 50-50 on common and rare.
Excellent.
But I'd been saving it up, and I'd been saving the actual places to spend it on.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna get out his Ginsu knife and he's gonna cut you, General Ark. Okay. And here it comes.
So here's what I need you to be able to be prepared to do. Okay. I need you to spend 1.6 million G6 uncommon. Okay. 1.6 million G6 uncommon. And then I need you to spend 830,000 rare. Now, that is a 50-50 split. Okay? That's a 50-50 split.
830,000?
830,000 rare, 1.6 million uncommon. And if you spend that much, you're right, you will unlock your vengeance for free.
Right, but the thing is, we're talking about saving, right? So one of the things that I also did, and I did spend a little G7, but I spent 29K of G7 gas on a gun, and it got me 350 blueprints.
Oh, see,
that was last week. That was last week. That's not this week.
Yeah, here's why I'm giving you grief. You know what? Last week I would have agreed with you, Ark. Last week I would have agreed with you. But they literally did say, hold my beer. So here's the new event, okay? Here's the new event where they have reduced G7 uncommon spending from 1,500 points per material down to 55, okay?
Ooh.
Now, that in and of itself sounds deceptive. So let me also say that they reduced the milestones from 7 million per milestone down to 1.6 million per milestone. But here's the problem, Ark. Last month, you could, and you're right, you could have scored 50 blueprints by spending 4,700 materials. So if you did something that did 30,000 materials, you're absolutely right, 350 materials or 350 blueprints. This week, if you spent the exact same 30,000 materials, it would pay you 50 blueprints.
How do you feel about that, General Ark?
Well, they changed it, but they said they weren't going to change it. That's the thing.
Now you're with me.
Oh, see, now you're mad with us.
Now you're with me. Okay, listen. A week ago, I would have agreed with you. Vengeance sourcing, better than ever. They said they were going to open it up, and they did, and they literally came back the very next week, and they increased the price by 700%. All right? Worse, they've said that it's intended. Okay? So that makes me feel like last week wasn't intended. You know? Are they gonna come next week and put it back the way it was? Are they actually gonna expect players to participate this week and then cut the price by 700% next week? Hell no. Maybe.
Do we play the same? Do we play the same game here?
Well, that's probably true. Maybe they.
I have a theory. DJz, tell me on a scale of accurate to crazy how this theory pans out. There was one team that was evolving this event week over week and found a sweet spot last week. Maybe their responsibility of the previous arc ended, and now another team is on, and they didn't get the memo on what was changed, and so they just copy pasted from.
There was definitely a memo missed.
Oh, there was a memo. They got the memo.
Oh, listen, I'm not saying that they did or didn't. I'm just saying clearly this is not the same design as it was last week. And for whatever reason that is, I don't know the answer. Okay, but I can tell you this.
We need to fight to get it back to that last week for everybody to get the.
Buddy, I've been all over it. And the
did you just turn into a chicken? Did you just turn into a chicken on stream?
These scoring metrics are intended. All right. Well, here was my response. Okay, expect no participation. I'm not going to do it. The only person who would do this is somebody who might not have noticed, and that's even worse. It's a pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it's the same for us for the parts too. We get 24K in parts, but getting to that right now, I just thought that was that was once you got the vengeance, it was they were still trying to get your money out of it.
700% more expensive than it was last week. All right, absolutely crazy. Ark, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Other than that, other than the vengeance piece of it, since you are 71, how are you enjoying Op 71?
Excellent. I love the veil. I wish my ships would stay where I put them.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, if I put them on a node, they go to another node, and if I put them in my base, they go back to the node. All right.
If you put them on a node, they come back to the base.
That's a hokey pokey situation.
Yeah,
the hokey pokey.
And then if they're sitting in my base, they just explode with a 7-day shield up. But other than that, it's fantastic.
Shields have served their original purpose. Okay, that's where we're at with that. Hey, Ark, thank you for popping up. I appreciate it very much. We've got it looks like one more caller, and we're probably going to get ready to wrap this thing up. Packet, you're on the stage. Welcome. What's your ops? What's server? And how has October been for you?
I'm on server 86. I started the month at 68 and I jumped to 71. And overall, at 69, I was able to take down the 71s with my cube. So I figured, why not go for the inflation in G6 so I could catch up on the ships and research. So the month overall hasn't felt terribly different than any other month. G7 feels it's interesting. Doesn't feel like there's a lot to do up there yet except dailies and some PvP. But some of the subtle things that I've seen that I've liked about it, when I go up there with my cube to do dailies, I don't see the issue we've seen before where you kill all the explorers and none respawn. You have to go clear out other ones. If you kill an explorer, a new one spawns.
Yep, that's a very fair point. I was worried about that, actually, with these new double faction systems and them having multiple ship types in them. You know what? That's a very fair point. I was worried about that, but I'll tell you this. I've been hunting specifically in Sarsaparilla. All right, it is a Federation. It's not actually how you say it. I don't know. It's a Zapparilla. Federation and Romulan, battleships, and explorers. All right, so there's 4 different flavors of ship in there. You've got Federation explorers, Federation battleships, and Romulan explorers, Romulan battleships. All right, that's where I've been doing my dailies. 4 different varieties of ship in there, but you're right. I have always had what I needed. Now I might have to impulse across the system. There might only be 3 or 4 of the ones I need, but they're always there. And you know what? That's a very fair point to call out. I was worried about that. That does not seem to have actually been an issue. So good call out there, Packet. Thank you.
Yeah. Not only do you get the ship type you need, but also the faction that you're looking for.
Exactly.
They're respawning right.
Yes, they are. They really are. I am only killing Federation battleships, and there are always Federation battleships there. So, yeah, that's a very good call out. We have not mentioned that all month long, but that is that's a good thing. I do have to ask. The community's asking, and I feel massively inadequate at the moment. You're killing 71s with your cube?
I can kill 4 71s on a hull. I can kill 2 72s on a hull right now.
The hell? What tier? What's the power on your cube?
So 30 billion.
What the? What?
That doesn't make sense. How are you doing that?
What are you feeding that thing?
What
Are you feeding it small children?
That cube must be cornbread. All right, that's a cornbread fed cube right there. Okay?
Explain your cube. Explain your crew.
So at 69, I could do 2 per hull using the Chang crew. My Suitor and Seska were only tier 4. Here, Pick Hugh was maxed. I was running QSS and the Stasis Globe for tech. Now,
that probably makes a difference.
One thing, it makes, but it's also, it's not just that. It's if my Fleet Commander Khan is maxed. If I swapped him out, I dropped to 1. So Khan played a role. My artifacts, the only original artifacts I don't have maxed are what my alliance calls the Pimp Cane, the Grand Nagus Scepter, and one other one, the Katinga, that don't matter to me. And like my augment favors, anything that does hull or shields, I invest in. But at tier 15, I could take down 2 71s. And then when I went to 16 with it after building the Crenshaw, I went up to 4. And then when I just maxed Seska, and I was able to get a second 72 per hull.
Nice.
I ain't gonna lie. That is incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive.
Good job.
Yeah, really, really well done. So you've hacked it. You've solved the puzzle. You're killing it.
The longest my Crenshaw has set in dock was one night overnight. I put 8 warships in just so that when STFC.pro pulled, I wasn't the weakest 71 in the galaxy.
And then
it just
there you go. Unlike other streamers.
Appreciate that. Thank you. You're just making sure that he pushed me back down to the bottom. Thank you, Pack. Appreciate that very much. All right, there you go. I think at this point, Griffin, we actually have overshot the time we wanted to, but we're still a little bit shorter than 3. So let's go ahead and get ready to issue our final ratings. Tarpy, are you ready to pass?
Only if you have the appropriate music queued up will I allow you to do that.
Oh. The appropriate music queued up. I think I have it. Is that this one?
No.
That's not it.
I think it's the outro music. Oh no! It's not that D-named song.
What is it? Where is
it's the Olympics music.
No, I'm copyrighted on that. I'm not allowed to use it anymore. They struck me.
Oh, really? Can we use the cruise music?
They struck me on using the Olympics music. I'm not playing the drippy biddle. With. Maybe I should.
No, the cruise music.
No, what? That's never been what we rate the arc with. I don't want to associate the cruise song, which is great, with.
We'll go with this. We like this. Lightning round music anyway. Go for it.
Yeah, lightning round music. All right, here we go. Let's start here. I only want your ratings in chat if you are a G4 player. Scale is 1 to 10. Scale is 1 to 10. Don't confuse me. Don't skew the data. Let's see it. 1 through 10.
25.
If you are a G4 player, let's hit it. There are no respondents.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Victor says Ops 42 rating it a 1. Danny says I'm rating it a 3. Enterprise says I'm rating it a 10. Sherlock rating it a 4. C Engineering rating it a 6.
I'm Ops 445. Rated 6. That's a lot of messages.
Yeah, that was
engineering.
Dragon Keeper, you're not a G4. What is wrong with you? What?
He's at the open bar reception for his cousin's wedding.
All right. Night Diver says 1 to 10 for you. No, Night Diver. Rate the arc 1 through 10 if you're a G4 player. 1 being that you hated it, 10 being that you loved it. But I only want answers from G4 players at the moment, and then we're going to go to G5, all right? All right, Gregory says I'm giving it a 3. Domo says I'm giving it a 4.
So Vagrant.
Sorry, what?
What did you think, Vagrant? Because G3 also counts, but G3 had no events technically as part of the
Ultra
arc.
says G3 was fantastic. I'm curious.
Well, no, yeah.
All right, there's Ultra Vetica. Give me your G3 rating. Give me your G3 rating. Sasquatch says alt. Yeah, no, if you got an alt, if you're playing G4, G3 or G4, let me know what it was. Ultra Vetica says he's giving the arc a 9 out of 10.
For G3 content.
For
wow,
G3,
very good.
9 out of 10 for G3. Domo giving it a 4
Yeah,
for
he got
G4.
like 4. Yeah, he got 4 ships built this month.
Vagrant says he's a
Like,
G3. He's giving it a 6. So maybe G3 was
How
better
did you
than G4.
feel about the officer acquisition? Their setup there. Does anyone miss rare officers?
No. No, and I'll tell you why. Rare officers have only been pay. They've not been sourced in ages and years. Who cares? All right. As a matter of fact, their fewer number of officers have actually allowed us to concentrate sourcing on a fewer number of officers, and I've actually enjoyed that, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, if you're asking if I miss all the rarities of officers, yes, I do. All right. I would love to see common and uncommon make a return, but I'm also not fussy about the fact that the rares are spend only. At least all the officers that have been released these 2 months have been available via engagement. So I think that's actually a silver lining. All right.
So
Ooh, have you claimed your dailies? 15 minutes.
A happy thing. That was a good deal, you feel?
I think so. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't hate it at all. I was just.
Yeah. All right, let's go up to G5. If you're a G5 player, rate the arc 1 through 10. 1 being that you hated it, 10 being that you loved it. All right, give me G5 ratings in chat. Zeus says, boring for me. I rate it a 2. Janusum gives it a 6. V'ger giving it a 1. Goblin is Ops 52, giving it a 5. And Venatia giving it a 6. Blue Meanie giving it a 5. Sean says I'm an Ops 60. That does still make you G5. He's giving it an Ops 5. Sandcoffin giving it a 7. Karkin, you're a G5 player. What was your rating?
Did they move the bubble? Did they actually move it from the 51 plus, or is it 45 below and 45 plus is the separation?
For what? No, I'm asking for G5.
The bubble.
There's no bubble.
No, I know, not that, but like for the arc itself, when they move the bubble.
It is.
Did they actually move it, or is it limited? Was the arc or section 45 plus and 45 below, or was it?
It was everybody this month. The feature was Surge, so everybody can play. So there wasn't.
We haven't even talked about that.
everybody with a G7 can play, but yeah, no, that was Surge, and it did not have an
make more friends.
Events from the selection of current events that they said they were going to do with moving things.
It was 45.
So they never did move it to 51 plus like they said they were going to 2 months ago.
Well, the new content that's being designed feature-wise definitely is, but no, this was a feature for G7 players to share with their alliance. That's what it was.
No, when they gave the warning before, I was just
complaining about that. Why would you complain about that? People have hated that.
Setting up the fact that I didn't have to go from 50 to 51, but I did, and I didn't necessarily hate it, is what I was trying to set up. So, done.
Okay.
Didn't necessarily hate it. Like that.
You got to be 51 by Tuesday, or you turn into a pumpkin. All right, there you go. Shan, Op 60, giving it a rating of 5. Swag giving it a rating of 5. Floyd giving it a 1. Sandcoffin giving it a 7. There you go. All right, let's move up to G6. G6. Rank it a 1 through 10. If you hated it, it would be a rank 1. If you loved it, it would be a 10. G6 players, give me your ops and your rating, please. That would be great. Sniper, Ops 61, giving it a 3. Wood Cannon, Ops 66, giving it an 8. Boom. Strider, giving it an 8. Oren, Ops 66, giving it a 4. Chris, Ops 69, giving it a 3. Turbo, giving it a 3. Bender the Robot, 5. Alligator Loki, Ops 64, giving it a 4. Voltron 69, giving it a 7. Jeef Boo, Ops 70, giving it a 7. Ultravetica, G6, giving a 4.5 out of 10. Broken Wolf giving Ops 69 a 5.5. Texas Guy, Ops 65, giving it a 4. Tarpy giving it a 3. Tony Pie, Ops 66, giving it a 7. Ice Wolf, Ops 65.
Is no one going to give it a 6-7?
Oh, shut up, Karkin.
Good one.
Jerk. That's terrible. Banned! Ops 65 giving it a 5. Ops 67 giving it a 5. Short Round says, I went from Ops 60 to 67 this month. It's been pretty good for me.
Wow.
Tokyo Terror, Ops 67, giving it a 7. Brett David's Pumpkin giving it a 4 as an Ops 69. Sasquatch, Ops 65, giving it a 6. All right, so middle of the road there. I'm seeing a lot of 4s through 6s, which is honestly, and I shouldn't say that Scopely should be happy with that, but given how rough the month was, that's probably still a win. Dare I venture into G7?
Ooh.
And here, yes, Putz.
I give it a 3.
What? I forgot. What's your ops level?
65.
65, and you giving it a 3?
I give it a 3 because I played in surgeries.
Did you play underwater or at 30,000 feet?
Puds can't talk with your music, and we know that.
I know, but that's Putz because of surges. What about surges that you couldn't play in them?
No, I gave it a 3 because I played in 3 surges. I went into the surge system 3 times, so I will give it a rating of 3.
That is so not the basis for a satisfaction rating.
No, it is because that was the feature of the month, and I got to play, and I did it 3 times. My alliance that I was in, we did 3 different sets. That's the only thing that I did that was current from this month. So I give it a 3.
Make whale your friends. I'm kidding.
I mean, are you going to say that to people whose servers couldn't do it at all?
I know. I'm teasing. I know Tarpy. That was more of a little poke at Tarpy because she was very mad that she didn't get to play in them either. So,
no, I did. My alliance did.
I thought you said you
I was
didn't even
mad for
have
the
a
servers
71.
who didn't get ascended.
I thought you did.
No,
you
we
didn't
had
even have
5. We had 4. No, I never said that. What I was trying to say is there are servers who couldn't do it at all.
Which means that they are very, very fresh, and they probably weren't ready for G7 content to begin with. The only servers who didn't get ascended were pretty new, like a year, maybe 15
like
months.
Like a Powell's server?
How old is a
like
Powell server?
Powell's server?
How old is a Powell server?
Like 3 years old or something?
A 3-year server didn't get ascended? I'm not level shaming, Sydney. I was just teasing. I was teasing Tarpy. I thought I was teasing Tarpy. Apparently, I was actually teasing Putz. Forgotten Sex says 404 didn't get ascended, but it only has 1 level 70. That's not enough then.
And that makes sense.
That's not enough. You're not ready.
Right. And I'm not saying that they should have. What I'm saying is one of the things that you talk about all the time is let the people play in the content.
Well, that's true. That's true. But this is so. You're right. I do say that.
I know.
But this is not, let me be clear. Surge is not G4 or G5 content. It's not. It's G7 content.
But it was the only thing, and you've said this too, it was the only thing for everyone but G7 and who didn't buy a Dauntless.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but how many times has Cruzito come in here and said, well, yeah, how many times has Cruzito come in and said, there's nothing for me? How many times has any player come in and said, there's nothing for me?
That is not the point.
No, it's absolutely the point. It's absolutely the point. All right. Every month there has been people saying that there's not something for them. All right. And I'm going to be
also. Go ahead. Sorry. I cut you off.
And for that point, it is absolutely G7 content. All right. It is a team-based event. All right. But it is G7. Listen, you guys have all said G6 and down, you get nothing out of it. It is a support mechanism for your G7 players. That is it. We've all agreed to that. And we've agreed that it gives nothing to G6 and down. Okay? We've all agreed that it gives nothing to G6 and down. It is a support feature. It's only something that G7s can start. Shiz says, because you can't get enough surges? No, I would argue that. You can have all the surge currency you want. You're still not getting jack diddly squat out of those pulls. Sydney says, we do get to hear how much fun it is. Well, that's fair. Listen, I completely acknowledge that this was a feature that rewarded nothing and that a lot of players didn't get to play in. I understand that, and I am sympathetic to that fact. All right, and I don't agree that it's good. Let me be very clear about that. I have advocated for better rewards for G6 and down because I want you to feel rewarded for playing. But we have also said many, many times that there is content developed every single month that leaves a subset of player out. It's usually the higher level players. All right. This month, they got something that they can play in, and
so
it doesn't pay anything to anybody else. I'm not going to call it.
Then call it the garbage it is.
No, because I don't think it is garbage. I think Surge is a fun event. I think it's a fun feature to play, but it pays nothing. No, I had fun in mine.
I mean, they're okay, but they negated the purpose as soon as they started selling the packs with the particles, so you could skip doing them.
And listen, we all called that. We all called that.
We did.
All right.
Oh yeah, totally. It still negated the entire purpose.
Well, it allows them to definitely pay to speed up their progression, but they'll still do them because it still gives more stuff. But you're right. It's like selling reputation. I told them not to. They did it anyway. They have effectively, as Tarpy says, pretty much cut the knees out from underneath Surge. I don't like that.
Well,
I don't like that.
I'm going to fix how I said that. They have cut out the knees from Surge for anyone who can pay to bypass them. And so that will be the 71s like me. That will be the 71s like Mimi and other people who do not pay, which is fine. Like, I'm not shaming anybody for spending or not spending, but it just is another place of inequity that just is kind of frustrating, because it's like, I have to do surges and I'm glad that I can when I can get to my dailies.
Yeah.
But like, it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, like another place that was kind of one of the nice things when they released G7 was there was no direct way that somebody could pay to get months ahead of me.
Yeah. Oh, well,
and
that's
they
debatable.
took that away.
That's debatable. Now, if you're referring specifically to Surge, I agree. But Scopely has always sold out, and we said this at the beginning. We said this at the beginning of the month, and for the record, I'm agreeing with you 1,000%. I warned Scopely at the beginning of the month not to sell Surge. I also warned them not to sell Reputation. It took them it took them no freaking time at all to cave, and ultimately. Now, I don't know that they ruined G7. I still think engineering ruined G7. But we told them not to violate the design. But it took them days. Literally days. They couldn't even hold out a whole month.
They couldn't hold out a week.
Well, I am not at all surprised that Scopely violated their own game design, because that's all they ever do. Okay, that's what the Dolomites do. That's what the parts primes do. That's all they ever do. All right, is write something that might be good, and then they need cash, and they'll create something. By the way, those are cash grabs. We had a debate here a week or two ago about what the definition of a cash grab is. Dolomite primes, cash grab. Battle passes, not a cash grab. All right, but yeah. Them selling the surge stuff, that's absolutely a cash grab. They ruined the design. They have violated the design. They've taken away the incentive to play it. And with that, now, I don't think, Tarpy, that people will completely abandon playing them because the currency is valuable. But
the people who can pay to skip them.
Well, as of now, as of this moment, and by the way, I have zero confidence that they're not going to change this in the future. However, right now, that pack was limit 2, which means that some people probably bought 5 or 6. But it is set as a lifetime limit as of now. So if you bought it, you're not going to necessarily be able to get it next time.
Which pack?
See.
With a 360-day cooldown.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Cruzito's telling me it's limit 5 now. See, they've all
limit 5.
No,
you're talking about the surge one?
Over a year. Yeah.
And this is the second time they sold it, by the way.
When haven't they ruined a design with a pay feature? It's very rare, Shorts. But I told them not to do it. And by the way, Cruzito or somebody, actually it wasn't Cruzito. DJz, I thought you said that you're the one who's okay with progress and paying to skip. I am. I totally am. But there's also you're right. I am. But
you are.
But we also identified this as being something that didn't really need an accelerant. Like, this was a cool feature. You know what I would have been better with rather than just buying the juice? I would have been better with a prime that increased the amount of juice that you got per run. Fast track your progression, but don't just sell it. That's right, Cruzito. Thank you. We're on the same page, all right? I wanted to make sure I wasn't sounding like a hypocrite. He says pay to accelerate is good. Pay to eliminate is bad. And that's what I'm kind of saying. This was not a pay to accelerate or a pay to skip the grind. It was pay to just pack smash content. You know, they could have paid for more starts. You know, well, they did. They tried to sell starts, Brett, at $100 a start. Even the whales
not a great idea.
Even the whales didn't want to spend that. All right, but they could have sold a prime that instead of 25 a day gives you 50 a day. You know, they've done something like that in the past with like what we call prime start. You know, so
there's next month for that.
Well,
because they have to catch all of the dolphins who are going to hit 71 soon, who don't mind spending $100 on that.
I know. I do feel like it's a little bit different. And furthermore, when I see good design, I hate to see it ruined by bad monetization. All right. I'm not saying that it's inappropriate for them to sell that. Okay. They can sell it if they want. It just makes me sad because I felt like G7 had a good design, and for them to just toss out. I mean, listen, G7 is built for grind. It's built for engagement. Okay? That's what it is. Don't let anybody tell you different. You have to play.
For those of you listening on podcast, just to be clear, because weird vernacular was used. It's not the juice. It's not the starts in this pack that has DJ so upset. It's literally the reward for participating in surges, the primordial plasma that exists in this particular pack.
You can
to
buy
the tune of
the rewards.
Not 400, not 800, like you would get as a reward for participating in a surge, which costs $100 per start. No, for $100, you get 7,200 primordial plasma, which you need to do like 8 to 10 surges to get in rewards. So basically $1,000 worth of surges, or you could spend $100 and get the 7,200 primordial plasma, and you can do that 5 times. By the way, you could previously have done it 3 times, like a week or 2 ago.
And that removes the incentive to participate in it, which will also remove, as Tarpy says, the incentive for anybody to run them for anybody else on their team, therefore eliminating a non-spender's ability to earn the soup because their whales are just going to buy it now. So Tarpy, who can't buy the soup, now has to basically do it all by herself without the whaliest of whales starting them also, because they no longer want to run them.
And it's not the whale's fault. Don't blame the whale.
I'm not.
Because if your choices are spend $100 to buy 1 start, which you can no longer do, but that was the price, or spend $100 to get the equivalent of having been successful in playing through them
10 times.
8 or 9 times.
Oh,
Tarpy is also now broadcasting from space. Actually, it's probably her batteries because we've gone at 3 hours now, so her AirPods are probably dying.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy some primordial plasma because I forgot it was still in the store.
Oh God. I got feelings on that, but nonetheless, I mean that's the problem. And you know what you've done here? You know what you've done here is you've.
Would you like to take a week off the game? Just put on the webcam and watch me do it 5 times. We won't see you for a week and a half.
I'll have an aneurysm. I'll have a bloody aneurysm.
Today.
Are you doing
It's
it?
not
No,
my
don't do
AirPods.
it. Don't
Oh
do
yeah,
it. Don't
here
do
it
it.
is.
Please don't do it.
Oh,
come on,
you
man.
feel me coming? Dun, dun,
Uh-oh.
dun, dun.
Oh God, you're such a jerk. Anyway. Yeah, and that's it, everybody. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. There you go. That right. You know what? Why?
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. No, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Why even design the feature if you're just going to sell the rewards and not let anybody else play? How? Just sell packs. Don't even build game design. Don't even build the feature. Why spend all that money? Just give Griffin a pack to buy and he'll freaking buy it.
Wow, Star Trek Pack Command.
Might as well.
That's
Why
what-
build a feature
that's
if
2
you're
less
not gonna
letters.
let anybody play in it? Why build a feature if you're literally not going to let anybody play in it?
So this, by the way, I got a new phone. It's not my AirPods. This is actually my phone being a pain in the butt. But this is why I've said if you could let 70s get a quarter of a surge start a week, so you can let people participate, even if they're not 71, even if they can't get stuff, that helps everybody in the alliance slowly. That is why I've been advocating for 70s to get starts. That is why, it would let anybody participate.
Well, all right. G7, rate the arc, and then we're going. What do I want to give it? I love the design. I hate to slam the design with a terrible rating, but I love the design. But I'm so disappointed and dissatisfied with its launch. I mean, I feel like I've got to be. I feel like I'm at like a 2 or a 3, dude. I'm just so aggravated.
It's almost like idea and implementation need separate scores here, though. It really is.
Design, I give it probably a 9, 8 or 9.
Me too. Yeah.
All right, but how it actually turned out?
1.
I give it a 2.
1.
All right, Griffin giving it a 1. You guys go
1.
ahead. G7, give it to me in the arc. All right, Jason, Ops71, giving it a rating of 6 or 7. Mimi giving it a 6. Andy giving it a 0. General Art giving it an 8. Dragon Keeper giving it an 8. Tarpy giving it a 4. I Kill You giving it a 0. Tobias giving it a 1, but that also might look like you're giving it a 1 million, so I can't tell. Mr. Leahy is giving it a single middle finger. Martok is giving it a 2 and says kill server Veil. No! I love the Veil.
No.
The Veil's great. You know what? You're one of the very few people I've met who don't like the Veil at all. Most people like something about the Veil. You're the only one I've met that hates the Veil completely. Wood Cannon giving it a 10,000. I don't even know what that means. Viper giving it a 3. Archer, did I miss yours? I might have read over it. Archer, here, 5. Give it a 5. Vasuba. See, that's not a rating. Guys, give me your rating. All right, I'm done. We're done for the night. There we go. Ice Wolf says,
make sure to pick up your new T-shirt. I didn't necessarily hate it on Star Trek Fleet Command DJ's website.
You did not. Did you?
Oh, that's right there.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a brand new T-shirt possibly available for you, and we'll get working on that. There you go. I didn't necessarily hate it. And that's it. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. All 300 of you in the live studio audience. You guys are the best. Appreciate you. My name is UltimatDJz, inviting you to visit our website.
And I'm Griffin.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that wasn't the right cue, but okay, we're going to go with it. Inviting you to visit our website at TalkingTrekSTFC.com. That's TalkingTrekSTFC.com, where you can find links over to the YouTube. You can find links to our Christmas Angel Fund. You can find links to our merch store. You can find links to our Patreon club, where you got all the replays of our Studio B action. It's going to be amazing. I hope you guys check that out. We thank you very much for supporting us in all of our mediums, whether you're listening on podcast, watching back on YouTube, watching the VOD on Twitch, listening on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate all of you guys for checking us out everywhere. Talking Trek is a registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I am UltimatDJz.
And my name's Griffin, damn it.
And we are Talking Trek, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Love you, everybody. Good night. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye.